Trina, you're muted.
Silly Trina, tricks are for kids.
All right, let's try this again. Hi, can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Hi,
we can hear
Trina.
you.
Okay, hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my stream. I'm Trina of Trina's Technobabble. Obviously, this is my channel. I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. We got a full house. It almost feels like one of Dave's streams at this point.
Well, he's here. It could be his stream.
It could be his stream. Shall I put him in my position? Like move him over? Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm pointing at myself. I have no idea what's going on. But hi, welcome. We have people in the chat. We have Sleepy Malibu, Nick of Apple's Anonymous fame from the Land Down Under, Thomas Armstrong, who's not at work tonight, which is amazing because every time I see him, he's always saying, hi, I'm here popping in quickly for work. We have Retro Techie. Yeah, I never fix laptops. No, never do.
Oh no, what's he gonna want now?
He says he can barely hear you, Trina.
How are you guys? Can you guys?
We hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Who else do we have? DJ Cray. And everybody else, just in the chat, let me know if you can hear me okay. If there's any issues, we'll take a look at that.
Oh, Joe doesn't have any power.
Yeah, I was wondering because I saw on his Discord that he said he had lost power and it was around 3 o'clock.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
No good.
Is that snow-related power loss?
No, it's just I think wind.
Wind. Oh,
Possibly. Yeah.
I think a tree fell or something.
Oh, boy.
okay.
Yeah. So hey, Joe. Unfortunately, we can't do the drinking game I suggested. Every time Joe says sorry for being weird, we have a drink, but we can't do that tonight because he's not here.
Wind.
So.
Silly wind.
Yeah, so today I was doing some cleaning up while watching the wonderful interview that Ron did on his channel today. So that's why I wasn't in the chat much, because I was actually just tidying things up, but listening intently. Really great live stream. I recommend going back on Ron's Computer Videos YouTube channel and checking that out.
Thanks for the plug. It was a lot of fun.
It was with, who was it with? Eric, what's his last name again, sorry?
Eric Shapiro, he's the guy who wrote The Grouch, if you remember that from back in the old days when you drag your file down to the trash can, and on the Mac, it like normally it just changes where it's like it kind of bulges and then it goes back when you empty the trash. Well, Oscar the Grouch would come out and sing a little song, so it's kind of an interesting story of the creation of that and getting shut down by the Children's Television Workshop and all that.
Yeah.
But there was a great. I know there was. Well, I mean, it was for free. It was just for fun, and I mean, they did not take the. But even in the cease and desist, they absolutely made sure to point out that it was freeware, but at the same time they were like, nah, we don't like that you're giving this away, because they had a contract with like EA or somebody at the time to do Muppets, like the Sesame Street characters through them. So they were just worried about, I guess, breach of contract. So that was it. That was the end for that.
But that's just part of the story that he told today. So tune it, go watch it, and watch the whole everything.
He had a lot of stories.
Yeah, he covered a lot.
It was excellent interview, Ron. It was very informative. Yeah.
Thank you. I had a good time. I thought it was great. It took a long time to get that set up because Eric is a busy guy, and we were also going to have the artist on, but he had some last minute kind of complications and wasn't able to make it. He showed up in chat for just a minute, but then that was it. So.
Yep.
So, so I got cleaning up because I finally said, all right, enough's enough. I got to put things and start organizing things. And I found 4 laptops that I I knew they were, one of them I didn't even know I had. It was on the table, covered in stuff. So I don't know. Well, I know one works. Two of them actually work. The Mac works as well. So there's 4
Okay.
PCs and a Mac.
Somebody's name popped in my head when you said you just found something randomly. Wonder who.
I don't know. Steve? Mac 84?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, can we take 1 second to figure out who's got the really loud noise floor?
Yeah. There's somebody with a lot of background noise.
I don't think it's
Probably
me,
my-
but I'll
It's probably
mute.
my fan.
Nope,
That's
not
probably
Adam.
it. I know it's not Will. He's muted.
Yeah, I actually had
Oh.
mine muted
it
because
was.
I
Yeah,
know
it's
that I'm
mine.
making noise.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
gone
mine.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike's got the ancient fans. He's got the old ones.
Like from a 70s schoolroom where you don't. Oh well, Mike.
Oh,
don't
you didn't have to
go.
leave.
Oh.
Come on,
that's
Mike.
not-
Come on back. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to leave us.
Yeah, come on, Mike.
So we'll start talking. So this is a Lenovo. It works. It was stuck in a loop boot, so I took the drive out and wiped it. But then I noticed something. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this laptop?
It's so tiny, Trina. I couldn't tell you if it's even for ants. If it's for ants.
It's a
No.
laptop for ants.
Here, here.
Maybe I'll point to it right here.
Maybe make
maybe
yourself
make
big.
yourself big.
Is there a
yeah,
fan
Oh,
that's
missing?
what I'm
Jinx.
gonna do.
Orange power, Jason. Orange power. We did it.
Looks like the fan's missing.
Trina,
Yeah.
are you sure this is your stream, not Dave's? I mean, you do have the power.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I'm sorry. Sorry, my laptop.
You don't
needs
need
to be-
you don't need that. That's overrated.
Yeah. So there's a fan missing out of it. But here's
That'll
the
just
stuff.
buff out.
So
You're
I
fine.
was talking
Hey.
to Eric the other night after my last live stream. So this is obviously where the fan would exhaust, is at this end.
Yeah.
But if you look at the back,
Get out.
it's
Get out,
solid
buddy.
plastic. Like there's no vents on it.
Well, maybe
Well,
that
then why do
has
you
a
think
CPU
there's
that
one
doesn't
missing?
require a fan.
Yeah.
Really not.
I
So we're gonna
mean,
take a
we've
look at this
seen
one
A
later.
Lenovo desktop that has 2 PCI slot covers and no PCI slots.
I mean, it looks
They
like
just-
I had 2 vents on the back of the case. And
What's
maybe
the model?
they
What's
put
the model of
wrong-
the laptop, Trina?
What's the model of the laptop? I mean to take it to work because I gotta find out. Hold on.
It'll be
let me
written on the
grab-
bottom.
Yeah, I
You
know.
were just holding it in your hand.
I
Trina,
gotta grab.
faster.
I gotta grab
Faster,
my glasses.
Trina.
I'm old.
No, hold it up to the
No.
camera. I'll use my power of vision.
Let me turn it around.
Let's... Yeah, shake it around a lot.
Yeah. Oh man, this is like Bigfoot footage, Trina.
Looks like it said Dolby Sound. It does.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see. I think it's too tiny for us to even read on
Wait,
camera.
wait. The top says Asus and the bottom says Lenovo.
No, the
Another
top
laptop.
Oh,
says
2 different laptops.
2 different laptops. See?
I know. These are
One.
jokes.
Okay.
Are
You
they?
got her though. She kept trying to explain it.
All right, so I'm ready. I'm ready to write it down. Trina, what do you got?
204
Okay, wait. LENOVO. Now what?
204
Uh-huh.
28. That's the model name.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a Yoga 2.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Oh yeah, Lenovo Yoga 211. That's 11.
Yeah, and pictures online. The iFixit repair guide does not show there being a fan there.
Really?
Yes, really.
That's so weird. Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was missing the
You know
fan.
why? You know why? Because Lenovo was like, do you know how much we're spending every year on putting vent holes in cases? They're like, the madness ends now.
Listen, yeah, I guess so.
No, there's no fan in that.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're gonna try to put Windows on that later on because I know that one works.
Like
But it just got
3.1.
stuck in a loop boot and I couldn't get into anything.
Hmm.
So, is there? No, there's no screw there. Okay.
Oh, it has a mechanical hard drive. You need to put an SSD in there immediately.
Well, I don't think it has. Oh, it doesn't have any drive.
Well, then you're all set.
Yeah. But I don't know if this.
Well, that's why you couldn't get Windows on it. Hey, another one solved.
No, with the Lenovo, I couldn't get Windows on. All right. So what is the? Let me see. Does it not tell me what the? What I should put? There we go.
Oh, she's already moved on to another computer.
I
Yeah, well,
I
the
know.
Lenovo I know works. I want to see about this one because it was just sitting on my table. I don't know if it works.
The Asus. Yeah.
I'd rather find out about this one. Because I also have to have something to work on tomorrow at Daystream. Like,
Do you really?
Mhm.
Do you really have to have something?
well, it'd be nice.
I mean, I'm on the stream here and there, and I don't do anything. I just
Well,
goof off.
I don't think you do anything when
I
you're
don't know.
off
You
the
just
stream
you
either.
look pretty.
Oh, I do a lot
you
of stuff
tell-
off the stream. I just
you
don't
tell-
do repairs.
Jason, you look pretty. You tell cat stories. Come on, you're like
Right?
an
Yep, exactly.
active contributor.
I bring Gigi's.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. I didn't realize there was no one behind me over here.
There's no cats in your room? What?
3 cats in visual range right now.
Okay.
Just 3, though, out of 10.
Okay, you're not the right one. Are you?
Oh, boy.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right end.
She's trying to find a hole.
Well, I found the hole. I never had that problem. You can ask
Jesus.
any of my past
Whoa,
girlfriends on that one.
whoa!
Whoa!
Anyway,
hold
I
on.
wasn't taking it that far now.
It is.
Come on.
It is still
I
before
guess-
9 o'clock Eastern. We gotta.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
I tell you one thing. You give Trina an opportunity. She's gonna open that door and walk right through.
Oh, hey, it works. Ba-dum-ba-dum.
Hey, nice.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah. It just obviously it doesn't have anything to boot from right now, but it works.
Well, let's give her
so-
something to boot from already. Jeez.
Well, I don't have a drive
course.
handy.
Isn't that a mess that you call a desk somewhere that you claim to clean?
Enter setup. I want to see what the specs on this one are. So it's an
Okay.
Intel Core i3 2nd gen, 8 gigs of memory.
Ooh, second gen.
Oh, yeah, that's a Linux machine right there.
Oof.
2.30 gigahertz processor.
Definitely a Linux machine.
I love it's got a Windows 7 little
Yeah.
sticker on it.
Sticker, yeah.
What's odd is the keyboard really doesn't look that worn or used.
No,
I don't know. Look at that dark area. That's got Pornhub
Well-
written all over it.
the A key is a bit worn, but beyond that, no, it's
Yeah, I was gonna say the rest of it actually doesn't look too bad.
yeah. Okay,
Like,
cool.
how does your A key get all worn? How often are you turning left in an FPS? Come on. It's all about right
Someone
turns.
likes circles.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one works.
Strafe,
So
strafe,
yeah,
strafe.
okay.
Ah.
Alright, so I'll put that one off to the side. I gotta get an SSD for that one.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why that's sitting over there. I don't know. I don't remember looking at this one.
Back.
Put you on the table. Now that I made room on the table, I can put things on it again. Yeah. And then we have an HP. That somebody was worried about their security because I can see tape. Yep. We have tape over the camera.
Yep.
I don't know why people do that, but they do. Let's figure that one out. Alright, so. So did you mention unboxing something, Ron?
Yes.
Yeah.
I say lots of things though.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Wait. Sorry. I've got a Silicon Insider 68882 FPU module for the Classic 2. I'm gonna do an unbagging. Thanks for joining me. Good night.
Okay, let's see if we can get this one to boot up.
Did you get the ones I sent you?
FPUs?
No, the laptops.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
They
okay.
are. They are. They are.
I just want to make sure they actually arrived.
No, they're actually here, and I went through and I one of them is upstairs, and then the other one it was one of them was 150.
Yep.
And it is now the reason why I don't have a battery, so this isn't going to go very far, but it's the reason why my 150 is now working. So
Oh,
I was
awesome.
able to.
Good.
Yeah, and I need to actually update
Fantastic.
the. Yeah, I need to. Well, I'm sorry. All right, here's my beautiful 150. Thanks to Frank.
Awesome.
Frank had a
Nice.
150 that had like a good screen, but maybe had some other issues, perhaps. I don't remember exactly, but I was able to take some of the parts and fill mine out. So now
Nice.
mine is complete.
Nice.
Every PowerBook 150 is broke here. Every one I've ever found is broke right at the modem. So you just do your best. But really great plastics, like mine like had a crack here on the hinge and stuff. So no, perfect. So thank
Yeah,
you
that
so
one
much.
I sent. I know the feet were in great shape. I was surprisingly.
Yeah, no, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yep. The only thing I need to transplant is the I need to actually make some replacement screw covers,
Oh.
and this one right here, my front, does not have the basically like the rubberized little thing, the shock mount stuff for But
Gotcha.
I've got enough PowerBook 140 era machines that I can swap that out. So,
Awesome.
but no, this works
Good.
great, and I was able to do my video, and
Well, I'm glad
I
the screen
completely
worked.
forgot. I did not. Yeah, no, it worked great, and
That's awesome.
there's actually two versions of the PowerBook 150 screen. The screen assembly. The display is always the same. The LCD is actually all the same, and the standoffs and stuff are weird compared to every other 100 series PowerBook. But there are two revisions of the DC to DC board for the power for the monitor, and the one you gave me is the
Was the exact
exact
same
one
one.
I
No kidding.
needed. Yeah,
That's awesome.
No, it was the exact same one because there's
That's
no
awesome.
caps. There's no caps on that version.
I think Frank is frozen.
I'm still here.
No,
Oh,
but
your
you're,
video is frozen.
yeah, you're frozen.
Oh,
Sorry to interrupt
But
there,
no.
but he was frozen.
No, no, sorry.
That's great,
but
Ron.
yeah, no, that's
awesome.
Yeah, and I need to actually. I'm sorry, I completely forgot, but I need to add links and some credits and stuff to the video that I posted today about it.
And Apple's
the,
Anonymous asks, Ron, do you have the complete PB100 series range, excluding the 190?
Yes, I do now. I have all
That's
of the
nice.
100 series PowerBooks, so
There you go.
with
Awesome.
the exception of the 190. The 190 is really a PowerBook 500 series kind of machine, just with a different label slapped on it. And there's a 190, there's a 190C and a 190CS or something like that. I think that there's like a monochrome model, and then there's like a low end and then a higher end. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, they're not true PowerBook 100s, so I don't have them.
Good.
That explains the
Nice.
exclusion then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the keyboard and mouse for the SE30, nothing got broken or anything during shipping.
I have not seen yet because I think it arrived on Friday, but it was after
Yep.
after
Gotcha.
they make the trip to the post office to pick things up. So I'll have it first thing Monday morning.
Awesome.
All right.
And thank
so,
you again for shipping that. It was very nice. Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
Janet, go
yeah.
ahead.
No,
No
it's
worries.
okay. So Ron wanted to see a porn computer. Let's show him one.
I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
say I
let's see
wanted to
sticky
see it.
keys.
Oh, come on.
You're not looking at it? No. Hey,
So,
kitties. Hey,
this is-
everybody.
I'm wearing gloves. Does that tell you how
Yeah.
scared I am of opening this one? So I just cleaned the top while Ron was talking because
There's a little
looks
stick.
a lot better.
It's a good way to stall.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Whoa!
Let me
What?
show
That looked
you
like
the-
it went through that went look like it went through a fire. Gee.
Either that or a mechanic shop.
Yeah.
Trina,
Holy-
A
Trina,
lot of
if
gooeyes.
that's a porn laptop, they need to go to a doctor right now.
Yes.
I have
I
no
just-
idea. So we are going to see
Lord.
if this will actually boot up.
See, this laptop here, this is not actually an Apple laptop. That's just a sticker I covered up the HP. This went through a fire. It even got hosed down by the fire department. It still works.
Mm.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yep, I just took it outside. It was on too when they sprayed it down, which was surprised me.
scary.
And it was still powered on when I took it outside to hold it up sideways for the water to drip out. And then I just immediately
Yeah.
held down the power button, shut it down, and left it outside in the sun for a couple hours. It still
Hold on,
runs.
let
And
me
it runs Windows 10.
Let me find the proper end for this one. and we're gonna see if this thing will boot up, as scary looking as it is.
Ew.
I think you need more adapters, Trina. I don't think you have enough.
Well, she obviously doesn't have enough. She can't find the one that fits.
I know. Yeah, I'm having the problem. I can't find the one that fits in the hole. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're having a real Cinderella moment here.
There we go. But I found
Cinderella,
the
Cinderella.
one that fits. So, haha.
Yeah.
Because none of these ever come with power supplies. So, all right. Are we ready to see if Funkzilla?
If it boots directly to OnlyFans, yes.
Brown chicken, brown cow fans.
Nothing. Not
Mhm.
surprising. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, that definitely looks like it's had has seen better days.
Better days. Yeah. Why do you think I'm wearing gloves to handle this one?
Trina, you should smell
you want better
inside
days, too.
the DC port and see if it's blown.
I'm just gonna pass on that, but thanks for the offer.
Just really get in there. Just let it touch some soft tissue. Just go ahead.
I'm gonna take it apart though, because I do.
Oh,
wanna see
Lord.
if-
Are you gonna tell it? You're telling him to lick it?
You
No,
might be able to
but-
salvage
Okay.
some RAM or something.
well, that's what I'm
Maximum.
hoping. There might be something salvageable.
Maybe it'll have an SSD inside. It does have a
Hey,
Windows
yeah.
seat.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, Adam, Retro Techie would like to know what headphones you're using.
Oh, I don't know.
Apple IIe.
So,
Oh yeah, it's in my Bluetooth
Apple
list.
IIe, yeah.
These are Sony WH-CH700N.
Are they wireless?
And no, you cannot have one,
Bluetooth.
Retro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they actually have a 3.5mm jack though, so you can wire them in as regular stereo headphones if you want.
Nice.
And Trina, your sugar daddy says lick it. He dares you.
Ugh.
How much is my sugar daddy paying me?
Mm-mm-mm.
Uh-huh. How much am I getting paid? I only take dares if I'm getting paid something. My rent, by the way, is $3,000 because it's Toronto. So I'll take that.
Well, that's Canadian money, so just send her $1. Your rent's paid.
Oh my gosh.
Sure, chuckle.
Retro Techie, it's Sony WH-CH700N, as in Nancy.
Nonsense.
Hey, Frank, what model
Yes,
of
sir.
AirPods do you have again?
The Pros, AirPod Pro.
And
Yep.
Dave, what model of AirPods do you have again?
The same AirPod Pros, the new
Okay.
ones.
Ron, I have
Two.
those too, but I don't use them for streaming because I find out a lot of times I want to scroll through my phone,
Sure.
and if I happen to come across a video that decides to play
Yeah.
audio, it'll switch to my phone, so it's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they will do that, yes.
Yeah, it hijacks the AirPods, yeah.
Looks like it's
Or you
a
just tell it
bad-
forget. Just beep, 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 forget.
Yeah, I could, but I just
Yeah.
decided to
Forget
keep the
to forget.
Sonys for streams and the
Yeah.
AirPods for everything else.
hmm
So, Frank, the thing I was telling you the other day, I guess specifically affects the second generation regular AirPods. That whole
Interesting.
You've got you get 8 kilohertz for transmit and 16 kilohertz for 8 up, 8 down kilohertz. So if
Yeah.
you hook them up and try to do that and use that as a source, like I've got these headphones on right here. Yeah, it's everybody. Everybody sounds like old timey radio. It's
Interesting. I wonder if it's
next
something
up,
to do with
Febba
the
McGee and
compression or
Molly.
something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, these. I
They
really
seem to
like
work
them.
well. Yeah.
The sound is just unbelievable on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I like the way they designed these because the hard plastic ones don't fit
Yeah.
in my ear very well and they fall out. But
Oh,
these
yeah.
ones with the rubber boots on the ends, they work
Yep.
pretty well.
Yeah. They gave you different sizes of them too, which is real nice. Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
guess what? You are
What?
correct, Fredo.
SSD?
There's an SSD in it.
Well, as soon as I saw the
Nice.
Windows 8 sticker, 90% of the time
Mhm.
they seem to put a SSD in those.
And it's a 512 gig
Oh,
SSD
nice, great,
right there.
great.
Does that say SanDisk or no? I can't see. Nope, just
Super
says SATA
something.
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sabrient.
super talent.
Hey.
Yeah,
Put it in something else.
Well, I'm gonna put in
Super
that
cheap.
in that.
yeah,
i3
Lenovo.
And that
Oh yeah,
Acer.
the one that
No,
you
the
power up,
Lenovo
yeah.
takes an M.2.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. But I'm gonna put in. I'm
Now-
gonna put in that Asus.
Trina, the green up north, up near the where the LCD is. Yeah, is that a battery?
That's a battery. Yeah.
No kidding. So the battery pack and whatever this laptop's built into it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, maybe this is why it didn't turn on. Might be interesting. It would be interesting. If it
Oh yeah, there was a
key-
spudger laying inside. Wait,
It's
so
amazing.
the keyboard wasn't attached?
I don't know if the keyboard was attached because I didn't have.
Oh,
to...
well, give it a shot.
Well,
Give it a shot.
if it wasn't, then
Yeah.
your power key probably won't work either.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, try it
but
out.
What does it plug into? Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare.
That's an interesting setup on that.
Right. All right. I gotta get my glasses so I can turn on the light so I can see what I'm doing.
Somebody's
Interesting.
getting old.
Hey, it's called dark. And yes, somebody's getting old.
Oh,
Considering the other day at work, I used a MASH reference, and the girl had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, but
That's
they're
bad.
more of a fan of like After MASH. So
No, no, not,
more of
like-
here.
not the 25-year-olds that I work with. They have no idea.
like they had lots of questions about the Walter pilot.
Yes.
We all did.
That's
Well-
that's an esoteric reference right there.
Yeah, it's still not.
This,
turning on.
This floppy drive in this GC works. I don't have to do anything to it. Yay.
Nice. Nice.
Like
yeah, so
like
it's still not
Trina,
turning on.
they were more like Trapper John MD fans. That's all the MASH references I got. Sorry.
You're forgetting the lovely IBM. How the hell does this come out?
Oh, the commercial.
The
I didn't
commercial,
watch that
yeah,
one.
for
I was
IBM.
watching.
Yeah.
back
I was
in the day.
watching Mrs. Columbo instead.
Ooh, Kate Mulgrew, nice. I always
Yeah,
thought that
she's
was
cool.
really weird. I've seen a bunch of those, but I'm like, Kate Mulgrew is like 30 years younger than Peter Falk. That's just like gross. It's just
They never
weird.
appeared on screen together though, so
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
You would always
oh,
see
yeah.
her car.
Well, you
Okay,
saw
so-
his
yeah.
car and his coat once in one of her episodes, but
Mm-hmm.
there's one where they're on a cruise together and he's walking around like, "Where's my wife?" And they're like, "Oh, you just missed her." Like they said, they did like 10
Yeah,
times.
that's the joke of it. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna just because I still want to sell it for parts. So I'm gonna see if we can get the keyboard looking a little better.
Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of isopropyl alcohol with that one.
We'll just use good old Windex,
There you go, Windex.
all-purpose cleaner. Yeah.
You gonna try and power it back on and see what happens?
No. Oh, I did. So I reconnected the
I missed it.
keyboard cable and nothing.
Yeah.
And
Still
oh
nothing.
my god, this is like tar or something.
Yeah, you might have to use alcohol on that.
Oh
It's
no,
probably somebody was smoking or something.
it doesn't look like a. I've seen smokers' laptops. This doesn't look like one.
That
Long
shit
Was
was
it
water.
bad? Yeah, I guess it wasn't bad on the inside, so it probably wasn't a smoker.
Yeah, no, the insides look fine. It's just. Yeah, this is gonna take like a month of Sundays to get clean.
Just take the
Guess
motherboard
what?
out.
On Dave's stream.
Sell the motherboard.
Yeah. Well, the issue is I don't know if the motherboard works.
Oh, well
Yeah.
then throw it away.
Thanks for the helpful suggestion.
Yeah.
But look, it cleans up. Like, ta-da! There's that. I've been working on this part.
Well, that looks way better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the fun
just
part is
have
going to
to-
be the key, getting in between all those keys.
Oh, I'm just gonna
Pop
get the
that off and
majority of
soak
it.
it.
Yeah.
Magic
that guy's
eraser.
gonna hate me.
Now, you could probably
I got-
pop off that keyboard and membrane keyboard and just like soak it in alcohol or something. Not, well, I wouldn't soak in alcohol. Might get rid of the lettering, but you know, soak it in some Windex or something.
Anyway,
Oh, this is that
it don't
4100
work.
of doom.
I'll leave that over
She's like,
there.
okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, enough of
Now
that.
now take off the gloves and go wash your hands anyway.
Should I give somebody an Apple IIc that's destroyed drives, or should I just get rid of it for the sake of all of mankind?
Send it to Steve.
It destroys drives?
Yeah, there's some kind of short in it that I can't figure out, and I'm kind of afraid to diagnose it further because I don't want to blow up any more drives. I think I'm just going to use the parts for other stuff.
Chrome.
Because like it's got this Alps keyboard in it, and
Mhm.
I think I'd rather have that for this other one.
Makes sense.
The only thing that sucks is this is a 4100. It's one of the only 4100s I've got. It's the one that has the little internal connector. But
And then we have an Apple, the last one, and this one works. This is the one that this is the MacBook Pro 1,1 that I put the 1 gig stick in because one of the memory slots is bad
Oh yeah,
on the
I
last
remember
on the
that.
last stream. Yeah. So I'm going to get a pill bowl first and put those screws in for the Acer or the Asus. The laptop, the really grungy laptop. I use these for my screws. So I remember, and I took a photo because the back two or the back four are smaller. I'll remember where to put them in. I put it back together tomorrow on Dave's stream. By the
Mike's
way,
back.
I don't see him in the chat.
Yeah, Mike's back.
Comment.
Yeah, he's
There he
back
is.
in the chat on the
Oh,
YouTube
he's in the
chat.
chat. Okay. I'm like, I don't see him in the back. In the back.
Has it got dents on it?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a couple dents on it.
Poor
it's
Matt.
good.
I know. It seemed, but it works.
Got
There's
character.
I don't know if there's an issue with the graphics card in it because the video is a bit wonky, but it does work. And we're going to use the unofficial Apple-looking power supply. But I know I've used it with my MacBook Pro and it hasn't blown it up, so fingers crossed.
Did we lose Frank again as far as
No,
being
I'm
frozen?
still here.
Move, Frank.
I think you're frozen though.
Do a little dance.
Make a little
What's the
get
deal
down
with that?
tonight.
Because I can hear everybody, and I can see myself moving.
Yeah, I can.
We hear you
I
fine,
can hear
too.
you. It's just
Yeah,
I can't.
it's just your
frozen.
your video's frozen. Yeah.
Can you see me with my hand moving?
No.
No.
Frank,
Interesting.
what browser are you using?
Vivaldi.
Oh, well,
I don't know what that is.
clearly
I
you
never
should
heard
have
of
been
that.
using.
Oh,
open
no.
source.
Clearly, you should have been using Mozart.
Mozart's
No,
Ghost.
sorry.
Now you're
Hawk,
moving.
If you're gonna
Now
go,
you're moving.
Safari
there
doesn't
you
work.
go.
Safari doesn't
Yeah,
work for me for some reason.
Safari won't work with StreamYard. I use Chrome just for this.
I use
Yeah,
Firefox.
I'm gonna have to switch because I was having problems with the billing software that I use too.
Yep, and you're frozen again.
ins-
Yeah.
instead of opening in the same window so I can print it, it wants to download everything as attachments. So I stopped
no.
using Safari.
That stinks.
It's annoying.
I'm a filthy Chrome user.
I'm gonna try something.
I have multiple browsers that work with different things better than others, so I just
Yeah.
remember, hey, I'm going to use StreamYard, I use Chrome. If I'm going to use like eBay, I'll use Safari, whatever.
It's good to know.
If I
I'm
want
gonna
to expose myself to every virus on Earth, I use IE7.
Yeah, I have Internet Explorer 5 on my PowerMac
Come
9600.
Need to use actually Netscape now.
There you go.
I miss Netscape.
Hey, I
Oh,
got
yeah,
Netscape
that
on
was
my
great.
PowerBook G3. Works great.
Yeah.
As long as
Hey,
I don't
Ron,
have
I'm
it.
gonna-
Netscape was awesome.
Ron, I'm gonna make you bake because I'm just sitting
Okay.
here booting live, so it kind of gets
Oh, that's
boring
fine.
watching.
Okay, sure.
So, and I see you're like gonna pad out, so
Yeah, I've got everything kind of ready. I'm gonna open up a box here. I got some stuff from.
Yeah, we use Firefox at work. Between that and Chrome, we toggle. Just depends on what program we're in.
Yeah, we actually use Edge at work.
Oh yeah.
oh, what's wrong with your work?
I don't know.
Well, to
They have
be
it set
fair,
up.
Edge is mostly Chrome these days. So
Yep,
It is now,
They
yeah.
did switch to Chromium, yeah, and it's
Mhm.
actually not
Yeah.
bad at all.
Well, good. Okay.
Hey,
That's what I
I'm gonna
use.
try and I'm gonna drop off real fast and join on Chrome. and see if that makes a
Okay.
difference.
Okay.
Cool.
Be right back.
Google
See you
appreciates your
later.
business.
Yes, I'm sure they do.
Alphabet
Nah.
appreciates your patronage.
Yeah, I use Google pretty much across everything, even have it installed on my Linux machines.
I use Chrome mostly on my Windows 11 or Windows 10 laptop for work, just because all our work junk seems to work the best with that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I
at
use
our
Chrome
work,
at work.
Chrome
It
and-
works as well,
Yeah.
but
I keep stealing parts from this, it won't really be a thing anymore.
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
So
the only
we
thing
can't
I use
override it.
Chrome for myself is when I do the streams, because like Adam says, it don't work with the Safari.
don't play nice.
Yeah.
My serial
Mhm.
number sticker is like crooked and peeling off and all yucky. Do you guys think it's a sacrilege for me to just rip that off and pretend it never was there?
Just rip it off. It's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
It'll be easier
Oh
to
no,
retrowrite
no,
the
no,
case
no!
anyway.
It's a sacrilege. Sacrilege.
I can just make a new one, just a barcode.
I'm
Take a
just gonna be
picture of
like,
it, just
I'm
so
just gonna
it's-
be like
I've
the
got a
people on.
record.
I'm just gonna be like the people on Twitter. Oh, I gotta let.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
like an
As
Apple
soon as
II
they
is
see the
not-
stream, and they're gonna be complaining.
I
Apple
know.
IIc is not a big deal, but if I was to like modify something like that on like a 78 or 79 Apple II,
There you are,
people
Fred.
freak
Yep.
out over
You're,
it.
you're moving
I'm
now,
moving
Frank.
now.
You're moving
Yeah.
again.
Yay!
Adam, I think it's okay to take the sticker off now that it's lint. Outside of lint, you probably can't.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Right now, I've got 6 functional Apple IIcs here.
That's it. Just 6.
Cool.
Are
I
you
got 3 more in the
collecting
mail,
them or
though,
selling
coming this
them
week.
or what?
I want to probably completely do these fully, like so that they end up like this, where they're very white and
Oh,
nice.
that looks nice, yeah.
I got to retrobrite some more cases before I'm ready to
Awesome.
sell these. I've got 2 or 3 retrobrited cases, like just shells, ready to go. So I'll probably have some of these ready in the next month.
Okay. I'm gonna message you.
Okay. If you want a crusty, broken one, I can help you there too. But
Well, that's fine. Just add me to your list
okay.
when you do part with some. I'll
Oh, by
be
the
happy
way,
to
I've got
buy one.
your power supplies here. The FedEx guy's going to kill me because I've got like 20 boxes going out on Monday.
He'll make
That
a
was
fat
like-
commission.
That was like me this week. I sold 9 laptops and I must have sold 10. Yeah, I sold 10 because 4 of them got picked up locally and the rest of them had to be shipped.
Potato
So
Pie,
Canada
you know,
Post
Joel,
loved me.
he sent me the power supply for that style writer I got at VCF last year.
Yep.
And I was all happy, and then I got it, and I plugged it in, and it turns on, and it goes power. And I'm like, yeah, and then it goes error, and it starts blinking.
Oh man.
Mm.
I looked it up. It's a bunch of capacitors probably need to be replaced. The service guide is hilarious. Apple's original service guide. It says if this symptom happens, replace logic board.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed with Apple. Like I've had
Now
people
it's
go
not
to
replace logic board. It's just replace MacBook
replace the
Pro.
whole unit. Yeah. That USB port is-
Oh, so do you guys remember me talking about that computer I bought from Scotland?
Sure.
auction?
Yes. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a Performance 6200.
Great.
It came.
Great.
The
Oh, nice.
computer actually had 0 damage to the computer itself.
That's
The monitor, on the
amazing.
other hand,
Uh-oh.
the poor monitor, the base got pushed into the bottom and broke the plastic. It didn't damage the CRT or the circuit board or anything, but the bottom of the plastic on the monitor got damaged. So
Yeah.
I'll try and see if I can find another plastic case.
Which model is it?
The monitor or the computer?
The thing that got broken, the monitor, right?
The monitor, yeah. Hang on, let me look. Because I didn't even bother taking all the rest of the plastic wrap off of it.
Oh.
Because
Put
it was
my
like it was
Apple
the only
shares-
thing that was holding it up.
Put my Apple
Oh, that's
shares on the
nice.
wall.
That looks good. Yeah, that looks good right there.
Far enough away you can't read my name on it, my full name. I gotta figure out what to do with this.
Monitor.
Come on.
Oh,
You guys want
there
to
it
see
is.
something cool?
Put this on the front of my
This,
car.
Yeah.
I got these laptops here from our good buddy John Bumstead, who does.
Sheesh. What was that?
Okay, all right. Sounds
Somebody
great.
stop rummaging.
It was my Avalanche.
It sounds that way. But
Sorry.
I got it from John Bumstead. But here's what's really cool about it is he just has like a massive, just a ton of these 100 series power books and stuff. And this one right here, the keyboard,
Yeah.
it's French. It's a French keyboard.
It's like French fries. French
it's French.
dressing.
France.
Yeah,
Oui, oui,
Nice.
think.
it's French because it has a ANSI style
Yeah.
interkey and also accents and stuff like that for French.
Oh, that's funny that you just got that because I just got a black ADB Apple Design keyboard,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, I gotta buy this because it was really cheap, and I figured out why it was really cheap is because it's Italian.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Just swap the keycaps with a black English one, and you're good to go.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you let me borrow one, and then we'll do that.
Adam, it is
Yeah.
an M1212.
Oh, the one with the little built-in swivel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that monitor. I do not have any spare parts for it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find a case. A new
I have
plastic-
the
well,
older
not
version
new.
of that, the one that doesn't have the swivel on it, and it was perfect when I bought it, and it arrived with the bezel cracked. This is a common theme. Is I get monitors with cracked bezels. So I've got now a portrait monitor and the 13-inch RGB that have cracked bezels. They still work though.
I got a nice 13-inch monitor from Garth. His brother lives next to me.
Oh wow.
So
Nice.
his brother had it and got it a couple years ago. And
Like right next
Garth
door? What
said-
are the odds?
No, he actually lives in town, like over by where my office is.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, so Garth said he didn't know if it worked or anything like that. He'll message his brother to see if he still had it, and he did. So I went over and picked it up, and it works fine. Powered right on.
Nice.
Brother's
How
name,
does
Wayne?
how does
Is
that
it Wayne?
work?
Yep.
Did you get there and you're like, hey, Squawkers sent me?
Yeah,
Secret word.
it's like
That's
my
a
call
backstory.
sign is whippoorwill. The word of the day is orange.
Oh, that's funny.
Nope.
Lord. As you can tell, this case has seen better days.
Put a little
If I had a,
Oh no!
if I had $1 for every time I put an Apple IIc back together without the handle, I would
Yeah.
have like $12.
When I was in
Lots
elementary
of
school,
Handle.
they
The handle goes.
started, they started getting the 2Cs when I was in like 6th grade.
I didn't have computers when I was in 6th grade.
Me neither.
You guys had Etch
We
a Sketches though, right?
It just
We
came
had-
out.
My
And
a
Abacus.
good friend of mine, his grandfather had just got a computer, some PC machine at the time. I forget now. But he didn't want anybody using it because he was afraid we were going to break it.
And did you break it?
I never was allowed to use it. So
You guys see my 2C
question.
cart that I made?
Yep.
I figured out
Yeah.
that if I try to put more than 3 on it, it just basically will collapse. It
Uh-oh.
turns into like the frame of a Power Mac 8100, and it just doesn't work anymore.
okay, so this is frozen up.
Speaking
right.
of frozen, I haven't been frozen since I switched browsers. Then, right?
No, you're good.
No, no.
Interesting.
By the power of Chrome, you shall move.
Indeed. The power of Chrome compels me.
The other thing is that when I'm streaming or I'm on a stream, I'll use Chrome for the stream. But if I'm looking at other junk, I'll go into Safari and still use that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Adam. I just that's the only thing I use
Separated.
Chrome for is just to stream.
Yeah. Awesome.
Now, now I'm on Safari right now. I'm on Safari. I'm sorry, I'm on Chrome right now, but on YouTube I'm on Safari. So
Interesting.
What's weird is earlier in the week when I was traveling and I wanted to stream remotely, I was having pretty good luck on my phone. I tried to do it on my iPad. It wanted to do it through a different way, kind of, and it just
Yeah.
didn't work. It was just
That's
it was
weird.
garbage. Yeah, I don't know why. They're both iOS, but I guess they the way StreamYard has done it diverged between the two.
That's interesting.
Hey, did you guys see the whole thing about the custom layout stuff that's coming to StreamYard?
Yeah, I saw it when I signed
Yeah.
into this stream actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Pretty cool. I'm excited
It's almost
for
like they're
that.
putting OBS features into StreamYard.
Yeah,
Now, is
I
that a
think
good
so
thing or a
too.
bad thing?
Oh, Frodo, I noticed that I don't have my stalker.
I know. I noticed that as well. I've
I'm a
been
little
watching the comments.
disappointed. Like, hello, what
You
happened?
don't have what?
Oh, I
She
had
had
a
a guy-
stalker.
Yeah.
Oh.
A few nights back that was on the stream asking if she was single and all this
My
other stuff.
age, and if I was looking
Yeah.
for a boyfriend, and I'm like, see my
Yeah.
shirt?
Uh-oh.
Oh, you can't
Oh.
see my shirt.
Don't let
And
Sugar
do
Daddy find
you-
out about that.
Do you enjoy cryptocurrency and do you like viruses?
Yeah. And am I interested in meeting a rich prince from Nigeria? Yeah.
Nigeria.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not a giveaway at all.
Well, I mean, who isn't? Honestly. I mean, I'm looking.
The
for
weekend's still
Prince
young,
of
Trina.
Nigeria.
Hey Ron, did you know
Yeah,
that
and,
my
and there's
my
always
QSI
tomorrow.
network card is bigger than my
Yeah.
Hershey bar?
With almonds.
Yeah. That's my dessert. I'm gonna have that instead of consuming my Wonka bar.
What you? But
that
Sleeping
was
Malibu,
good.
you
I do
haven't
think that's
asked
cool.
my age if I'm looking for a boyfriend or
I got
anything else.
it.
Like,
This
you're
is
not
chocolate,
doing a good
by
job
the
at
way.
being my stalker.
It's
So that
got
actually
a-
is real.
It's actually a wrapper that I put around that I got, and I put it around a real Hershey bar.
That's pretty cool though.
I got a golden ticket.
It looks really nice.
And there is a golden ticket
Mhm.
inside of it, as a spoiler.
All right.
I know
Well, at
'cause I
least I
put
was
it in
able
there.
to delete the hard drive. So okay.
Oh, I bid on a PowerBook. I wonder if the guy accepted my offer or not. Let's see. No, he hasn't responded.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Adam, I had one of those offers about 20 years ago. I threw it away.
This was for a PowerBook G3 with a brown keyboard. I'm not sure what model that is.
Lombard.
I think it's a Lombard.
Yeah. I've
400
got a-
megahertz.
Yep. Does it look
I don't
like
know.
this
I
one
offered the
here?
guy $40 for it, and he hasn't responded.
Wait, you got one of those?
Yeah.
Oh, nice! Look at
Brown
that.
keyboard.
Very cool.
That's
Very
yeah. I got a
cool.
Wall Street, but I don't have a
Yeah,
Lombard.
this one works.
Nice.
My
I even have the Wi-Fi card here.
my Wall Street I got for $20 because it
Nice.
had a shattered screen. And
Oh, okay.
you know who gave me a new screen?
Who?
Garth.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Garth.
He's like,
What a
oh, I'll give
great
you my
guy.
screen.
He's got a
Yeah.
lot of spare parts.
And I put Wi-Fi on mine too, and mine also actually had the DVD and the hardware decoder card,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. That's a
which
good
is
one.
great because I watch DVDs all the time.
Yep.
I remember DVDs.
I own
mean,
about
heck-
400 of them, but I don't use them.
My server still has a Blu-ray drive in it, but it's not even plugged in.
No, no kidding.
I have a
I have
Blu-ray
most of my
drive.
stuff on my Plex now.
When I was stuck at home during the pandemic, I spent that 6 months physically ripping all of my personal Blu-ray collection
Yeah.
because I wanted it, the bitrate I wanted it. I didn't want to just go on whatever was randomly on
Yeah.
some torrents. And so I did 600 and something Blu-rays over 6 months.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Wow.
I got
That's a lot.
That's
A
a lot of
hardy-
encoding.
a Hardy Plex server now.
It sounds like
That's a
my
lot.
what my brother does, and he also does VHSs and VHS tapes and upscales them or something. I don't know
Okay.
what exactly. He
I
does.
have a
AI
few Laserdiscs that are
scaling.
scanned in because there's no other way to get those movies. So but that's
Yeah.
like five or six movies. All of that stuff now is on my NAS.
Hmm.
Whoa,
And
language.
the-
Language.
Yeah. There's only 2 terabytes left out of 16.
Oh, wow.
256. All
I want to buy another one so I can back up the NAS to another NAS, but I want to make the
Should.
next one bigger.
I
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
up purchasing a subscription with a company, iDrive, for my NAS, and it backs up to there. And what they did was they sent me an external drive that plugs right into my NAS, and it downloaded everything to that encrypted. And then I mail it to them, and then they loaded everything there, so I didn't have that big transfer in the
Oh,
beginning.
that's cool.
Yeah, they preload everything for you, and then it just does incremental backups.
Oh,
Adam, do you
Yep.
need these?
let me see what you got.
So
Those are
keycaps.
Alps long key stems. Yeah, I could use those, but not need them urgently. But if you
Okay, I'll
want
bring
them,
them to VCF. I'll bring them to VCF.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be at East.
Okay.
You're going, Ron. You're going to East.
Yes, I'll be at East. I'm actually staying with Steve the same time Mike is.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, I have to leave Sunday. I
that's-
found out after I bought my 3-day ticket, but I will definitely be there Friday and Saturday.
Cool.
Like Sunday morning if I can work it. Depends on
Ron?
what time I fly to Florida.
Yeah.
Can you see my camera?
Yes, I can.
So I have this rear door for what appears to be, I'm guessing, a power book just by the color.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's brand new in the bag.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna pop it into that box that I'm sending you.
Cool. Thanks, man.
It was in the
Bless you.
it was in
Bless
the
you.
it was in the monitor box when I
Oh,
picked
really?
up the monitor.
I had a CD drive sled that was in the service like this Apple service parts bag,
Mhm.
and I'm like, ooh, an extra CD-ROM sled, and then I dropped it on the floor, like just from my hand to the floor,
Oh,
and it shattered.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say, don't take
no.
what a
much.
bummer.
I'm like, well,
Yikes.
I don't know how well it would have held the CD-ROM then, so
Yeah, maybe left out.
I
It's
kept
only
the
got to
bag
hold
that
it
says
once.
I kept the bag that says Apple Service on it though, so I'm like, I'll just put other parts in this bag. So now I got the bag is now the collectible.
Hello, Luke. Welcome to the stream. Trying to make myself speak again.
Hey, Luke, how are you?
Hey, Luke.
And yes, Sloopy Malibu, you are correct. Yeah, you do get called it. So this one, remember how I have to keep going through this whole stack of
Mhm.
things? Not for the Lenovo's, because they're square.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So it's
Wow.
yeah, easy to tell which one I need right away.
Hey Trina, if you're
Well,
gonna
at
have
least you
a
have
lot of
them.
laptops to repair, why don't you just have a bunch of AC adapters that are correct?
I do. My feet are on top of them.
Somehow I have a whole bunch of HP, the older HP like barrel plugs,
Yeah,
and
the
I don't
big
know.
fat
I
ones.
don't remember where I think I got them from a job like 10 years ago, and I don't think I was supposed to have them. I think that box
Oh.
just ended up in my car.
Oops. I like that. The box just magically fell into my car.
What was funny is I found an old HP docking station, and one of those actually fit it and was chunky enough to power it. So
Awesome.
it's like I'm glad I inadvertently stole that box of power adapters a decade ago.
Okay, yeah, I know. There's no booty thingy. I realize that. I'm trying to
Booty thingy.
booty thingy.
Is that what you do
It's
Saturday
angry.
nights?
Shake that booty thing.
Hey, there's no comment. All right, I'm not judging you. You can't judge me.
Shaking that booty thingy.
I tell ya.
Hey, does anybody need a Quadra 610, the plastic that goes over the top of the CD-ROM?
Over the top?
Only shattered twice.
Throw that away.
Yikes.
Ron, do you remember my idea about making cursed bezels? We all take all of our cracked bezels and parts like that, and we shred them up
Melted.
into new filament, and then you make a new bezel, and then it immediately shatters.
Beautiful.
Self-shattering bezel.
That's, I think
It,
that
it's
George
the
Lucas
most
would
realistic.
say,
What?
you know, there's sort of like there's a poetry to it. It
But it's-
rhymes.
But it's not a fake because it's a real Schindler plastic bezel.
Yeah, very true. I found a rare thing
Oh.
here, and I'll show it. It is a.
Oh, okay. Let me make it big again, Ron.
What
Sorry.
is that?
This
The
is
metal
the.
thing.
This is the retaining. Oh shit. It
That's
is the
broken.
retaining thing for a 6360
Come
that
on.
holds the PCI card in place.
They use the
That's
same
very
thing with the
exciting.
power supplies, like for
Yeah,
the
it's-
2SI.
I think tomorrow I'm gonna hook up my 4400 and turn it on for the first time on Dave's stream.
That's what I do. You know what? Don't even test the power supply. Just boot it. Just go.
Oh, I'm just gonna plug it in. I'm gonna hook a monitor to it. I'm gonna use the 1212 because it's sitting here, and that's the stream I want to have everything blow up on. That's just the theme for that stream.
Sweet.
I actually plugged in my Lisa and it did not blow up.
Yes.
Oh,
It
good.
actually,
That's
I
good.
got
Well,
to see. I got to see the screen come on.
Mine is the only Lisa that gets to blow up on Dave's stream, so that's already happened, even though the camera wasn't on me at the time.
I'm just
well
glad people
don't
were
worry
doing
tomorrow, Adam. It will make sure that it's front and center, and it will be recorded on StreamYard, so don't worry. So.
Well, there's I mean, it's a 4400, so it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to like just turn on, or it's going to just go nothing. So
Yeah.
I don't think it'll explode.
Javier's
Hopefully
is not booting and acting right, and like he was like, he asked a question and then he left, and it was like, well, I can't answer your questions if you're gone, I guess.
Well, he was on Discord and he said something like, I think it was Joe said, like, hey, or maybe it was you, said, have you tested the output from the power supply? And then like 18 hours later, he's like, no, I didn't do that.
Right, I know, but he totally got like a video card and some other things, and I'm like, dude, check that first.
Yeah, if
Well,
it's not
that's-
turning on, then yeah, you start with the power, not with the video card.
Right.
And
Yeah,
Right.
but historically, if you think about it, that's like all the kids did when they bought like this, sweet new ride, and the first thing they do is they put a new radio in it before
Right.
they even make sure the car moves.
Right.
I knew
Well,
a
I
guy.
knew a lot
mean,
of
I gotta
people
have
like that.
I gotta have tunes if I'm gonna be sitting there
Yeah.
working on them in my driveway.
I knew a guy in
know?
like 1998 bought a Ford Fiesta, it was all, like one of those sort of sported out ones. And
Yeah.
he spent the first like 8 hours putting this kick-ass stereo in it, new speakers, new head unit, amps, and then he got out on the road and he crashed and totaled the car.
Oh.
Nice.
He didn't get through the first CD before he totaled it.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm becoming Ron. Retrotech
That's
is
cool.
asking if is Trina becoming Ron. Apparently so.
Yeah.
Which means I'm going to have some really cool guests coming up soon. Stay tuned.
Oh, the other thing I want to test tomorrow is I've got something potentially for Ron. Is I've got some Apple HD 20 HD, whatever they're called, drives.
Ooh yeah. The floppy one. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to hopefully have something for you after I look at those. I've got 3 potential victims for you.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
we'll
need
see.
one that works. I
Victims?
need an example.
Right, that's why I want to test, because if there's a dead one, then that's when you're going to get. And then we'll talk about it. But I need to try all that out because that's all blocking the doorway right now. There's like 3 hard drives and a Mac Plus in there.
Oh, cats are walking on keyboards again. Oh,
Oh,
goody.
and this is a reminder for those of you who have entered Will's contest. The draw is on the 28th, on this coming Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do we have to
Awesome.
do anything except make a comment?
That's all you gotta do. Just put a comment in
And send him a little something in the mail, you know, a little cheddar.
Well, if I win it, you can just send me the motherboard and keep the rest.
I think Ron should have everything now except for the keyboard and mouse.
All here.
Now, Justin, is your HP workstation, is that one of those heavy-duty HP laptops, or is that like a desktop? Like I'm mentioning.
Did you guys see Sean's video where he put a grayscale card and a 040 in his SE30 and he put
Yeah,
the
that
Doom on
Exceed.
it?
That's really cool.
That was hilarious.
Hey,
It's
you
I
wanna
Sean.
see
think Doom
something?
sucks on that, but it was still hilarious.
All right. So I can take that
I
out.
wonder if it would work any better with my raster ops and an external 640 by 480.
Maybe. Hey, who has haunted dollhouse music playing at their house right now?
Not me.
I was
New
hearing
music over
something.
here.
No.
Oh, is it Dave?
do
Is
that.
he entertaining the lady locked in the closet?
No, it's he's on cat corralling right now.
Somebody muted and it went away. So who is that?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Was it K-Mac?
No, I don't have any
No,
music
no,
playing.
Had to
No,
be
it's
Dave.
me. The clock's downstairs. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Ah, see, I was right. He
Oh,
was
he's Doc
entertaining.
Brown. He's got like 87 clocks and they all go off.
Yeah.
Precisely. You're saying they're all 10 minutes late?
Wait, does that mean I'm late for school? Damn!
Yeah, I'm late for school.
My God, Alex!
Great Scott!
So anyway,
Oh, I love
Jim.
those movies.
What do you mean, Doc? All the best stuff's made in Japan.
So Louis
I
gives me
joined-
the worst taxi runs.
Nikkei? What the hell is Nikkei?
What is that?
Oh,
Some sort of?
and very nice,
I'm not gonna say
Justin.
it.
to put
Is that
your-
kind of
your-
easy talk?
Yeah, that's what they dub it with now.
Yeah, is that some kind
The
of
heck is
easy
that?
talk? Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
I didn't know the circus was in town.
This is a thermistor to detect if your battery is overheating in a 100 series PowerBook. This one is nuked because the battery in the PowerBook was nuked.
It's because it went
Yeah.
1.21
It's-
gigawatts.
It did.
Put in the kitchen with the kind of powers up all the lightning.
I joined the bandwagon and I bought a Naboo.
I had to join the
All
band.
right.
That just sounds
Nice.
When
sounds
is-
way
when is
less
your
family
Naboo?
friendly.
When is your
Hey,
Naboo
Ryan, will that
due?
PowerBook hook up to the
I-
alien spaceship and
I have no
download the
idea.
virus?
No, that's
Okay,
a 5300.
Oh,
I
damn it.
ordered it directly from the website and not the eBay listing.
Okay.
Right.
You
Pull
paid more.
mill. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be here eventually. But what I was thinking, but I don't know if I'm going to do it, is originally they had the console itself and then the adapter box that went with it. They both looked almost identical. But what I was trying to think of is there was a lot of guys that did the headless Raspberry Pis that you can remote into to start and stop the software and all that. I thought
Right.
about putting one of those in the adapter box so that I don't have wires strung across, to my computer, my actual compuper. So
like it.
that way I can keep them together. Yeah, just like Jason.
I'm doing something
so I-
similar to that, but I'm doing I'm going to put a Mac Mini in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But with the serial adapter, I'm actually wiring the LEDs on the adapter to the LEDs on the front panel, so they'll light up transmit, receive, and all that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I'm putting a Gen 5 on the back, and then I'm getting a short MIDI cable so that you plug it into the main box.
Yeah,
And externally, it'll look just like
the normal
it
setup.
would have
Yeah.
back in the day. The only thing is there's no cable going into it. It's just going to have
Exactly.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I looked at doing the same thing, but my only hesitation is the actual box is like $20 less than just buying a second Naboo.
Right. Yeah.
So then
I
I'm
think-
like, okay, there's so much room in the actual Naboo box that I could actually put
Yeah.
one right in it. No
Mhm.
problem.
Well, you can put it right in. Yeah, you can put it right inside the computer itself.
That's what I was
You don't have
thinking.
the second box. I was just trying to do something silly so it'll look 80s.
Well, that was my thought too. I was like, oh, it'd be cool with the two boxes and they actually hook to each other.
Also, when I
Um,
bought the adapter boxes, he was selling them for $20.
Oh, well, yeah, that's way more
That too.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, especially since you can't really do anything with the adapter box anyway. I just
I mean, my
assumed that
adapter
they
box
would be
is-
cheaper.
The $20 ones I got, they had the power supply but no board, so that's why he was selling them so cheap. And
See,
the
like, I
power
wouldn't want the
supply
board.
is useless too because it's all giant heated components. It's garbage.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
I'm gonna remove all that. I'm gonna leave the
Yeah,
power
that was
cord.
my
and that's
thing.
it.
I'd put a barrel connector plug on the back of it, to power the Raspberry Pi and all that crap, and
Yeah, and,
I wasn't going to
um,
use the onboard.
Where the missing coax stuff is a perfect
Mhm.
spot to panel mount a barrel plug for
Yep.
for DC power.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, I just don't want to spend $20 less. I could just buy a whole nother system for $20 more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm crazy, so I've got 2 Naboos and 2 adapters, so I have plenty of options.
Well, I thought about buying a second one because I was like, well, once they run out, like that's it. Like there is no more. And
Well, that was
he's
my
getting toward
reasoning.
the end.
When I got the second one, I mean, I already had 2 adapters and the 1 Naboo, and then I was thinking, like, okay, what happens in like a year or two, and this thing just breaks, and I can't fix it.
Exactly.
I don't want
You
if I
got
get all
spare
into this,
parts.
I don't want to end
Yeah.
up having it break, and
Yep.
then I'm screwed.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
Polka Dot sells me one on eBay for $500.
Yep. That wouldn't be cool.
And I think if it's not available yet on his site, he is going to be selling just the keyboards too.
Those are
I don't
sold
know
out.
if they're already sold out. Okay, because I knew
Yeah,
they were.
they
were
they
gonna-
did that last
yeah.
week, yeah, and they just
Oh,
immediately
yeah,
sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those key switches have now been removed and are back on eBay somewhere else.
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed the keyboard
sure.
thing. Thing is, it's probably good because I probably would have been one of the people to tear them apart too.
Dang it, Adam.
Sorry.
All right, let's see what happens when I fire this.
Oh, so is
SOB
this
on.
is this a MacBook 9?
Yes, it is.
That's the
Actually,
thing.
it's a MacBook broke.
MacBook Chunky's missing out of the thing.
Where's the
So
spark?
they actually
I want more
they
spark.
actually have them listed on eBay again. They're back in
What?
stock on eBay. Hit on his
Oh.
actual selling page on eBay.
What
Nice.
keyboards?
The whole computer.
Yeah.
Unit.
Oh,
6 sold in the last 24 hours, and it's actually $20 cheaper than the website.
Yeah, it's cheaper to do it on eBay.
Well, they didn't have any in stock on eBay, so I just went to the site and just bought it directly.
Yeah, sure.
See?
That's fine.
See, patience, young Frodo, patience.
Well,
Yeah.
Frank, they also sometimes they'll take them off the website too, so they'll only be on eBay. And
Yay, Joe's
so
got
there's-
power! Woohoo!
Well, the only
Awesome.
thing is,
Yay!
They-
All right.
you can't
if you
ship
want
everything
if
at
you want
once.
to join, Joe,
That's true.
feel free.
Oh yeah, there's Naboo's on there for $80 again.
Yep. Well, that's what I said. I think I paid $120 shipped on the website,
Oh, that's not bad.
and you can buy them for $100 shipped right now on the eBay.
Yeah, I got my
So,
first stuff
20
really,
bucks.
really cheap when it was like the day after Adrian's video came out is when I bought my
Mhm.
first 2 adapters and the thing, and the prices were still really low. He hadn't. I don't think he clued in yet. Like, oh crap, I'm gonna sell all these.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. I don't think he probably anticipated that as many people would buy them so fast.
No.
Well,
I think
as
they
soon
said they
as
had, like,
somebody figured
500
out a way to
orders.
use it, like, I mean, when it was
Yeah.
just like, oh look, because I bought it when it was like, well, maybe we can do something with these, and then the next week it was like, oh look, we figured out
Sure.
how to make this work, and that was when it
Yeah.
all took off.
But they are porting a ton of games over.
yeah.
I saw that.
Lots
you
of
know, that
MSX
aren't
stuff, yeah.
existing. Yeah.
There's already Naboo drama too. There's like two
Oh, yeah?
camps that are arguing with each other over things. It's
So we're gonna have a fork
Why?
in the main.
I don't know.
Naboo
It's gonna turn into like the Amiga community where it's like, oh, we all have to argue about stuff
Mhm.
all the time.
Yeah, well, there's always gonna be somebody that wants to argue about something.
Yep.
Well,
Never happened.
you know what? Amiga sucks. We can all agree with that.
And
Well-
you can send your hate mail to Ron's computer videos at hotmail.com.
I'll just put it this way: is Amiga or Commodore still in business? No. So shh.
They still develop for it.
Doesn't count. They still make software for TRS-80s. It doesn't mean that it's
That's
a
true,
viable
too.
platform.
It
That's
is
true,
somebody.
too.
So Ron, what's wrong with that computer?
All of every last post is destroyed inside.
Oh, gee. Oh,
Like
it's just
no.
falling
crumbled.
apart.
Like, did you see that? I just
yeah, it
touched
just fell
it.
off.
It just came. Yeah, I know.
What model is that?
This is a 140.
Those are usually a little bit more hardy
Yeah.
because they're earlier.
yeah.
But you know, like
it's okay though. I have
you
4
can't
million
generalize,
of
though.
these.
I have
That one's seen some things.
I had a particular Apple II, and I don't know what environment it was in. It was just an Apple IIe, but it was like Spindler plastic. Like if you just touched it like by the keyboard, it would just snap.
Oh
Wow.
I ended
It's
up taking the case and like breaking it in half with my 2 hands, and I kept the 2 side pieces. So I
It's
could
a
put them on the wall, and then I
145
lost them.
actually. 145.
Oh.
So it's on the trash pile
It,
now.
it was a 145.
Yeah. It's,
There. All my Linux machines are all up to date.
This stream's
Oh,
more violent than the BBB stream earlier, where he slowly bent back all the pins of an FPU as we all watched.
Oof. Yeah, I was
You got
watching that.
He got it to work, and I think he solved his other problem later on, if I understand it correctly. Something to do with not enough power to the Blue SCSI. It's making the computer
oh yeah.
crash.
All right.
There was
DJ
a
Crazy-
trace, I think it was, that was possibly an issue.
I never get Blue SCSIs to work off term power correctly on a 2 or a 2X. I don't think there's enough juice there for that. I always put
No.
a Berg on them.
Yeah.
All right. So Pike
296.
here.
So DJ Craze has a question in the chat for all us Mac masters. A guy at a flea market asked if I could fix his MacBook Pro I said I could
No.
try. On the description, I expected a 1278. He has an 1297. Green light, no power.
Yeah,
Any
that
idea?
stuff is you need like a macroscopic lens and like
Yeah.
the powers of what's that guy on angry guy on YouTube?
Yeah,
Louis Rossman.
right. Louis Rossman. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably the power controller circuit, which is like I can barely see the thing, let alone work on it. I had a Mac Mini board that I wanted to function and it had the same issue. I sent it off to some guys in New Jersey that just do that all day.
Yeah.
So they could replace the part. It was like a $6 part, and I paid them like $50 to replace it because there's no way I can hold my soldering iron tip is bigger than the component. I'll put it that way.
Braggart.
Ron, you
So,
are
Adam-
full of what was I going to say? Jokes.
Beans. That too. That too. Beans and jokes.
So you just inadvertently solved my Mac 2VX problem I had today. I went to put a Blue SCSI in it and I couldn't get it to detect the damn thing, but it probably is not enough power.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the Mac 2 line is just notoriously bad with putting power over a term. It was a thing back in the day too. Like if you had an APS external drive and it wanted active term, it was supposed to be able to get it over the SCSI bus, but it never worked back then either. And that's what made me think about it on the 2X, because Steve did some trace cleanup repair on one of my 2X boards, and I got it back, and I was like, well, I want this boot. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to put Berg power on this.
Yeah.
And it just fired right up.
I had it booted up fine, working totally fine on a normal hard drive, but as soon as I put the Blue SCSI in, like, it had enough to power the lights on it, but it just would not detect it.
Well, the other thing too with some of the Mac 2s, and I don't know exactly which ones that do this, is there's no diode on the term power signal. So what'll happen is if something's sucking power through the SCSI bus for term power, it'll actually lower the 5-volt rail in the Mac and wreck other stuff.
Oh, no kidding.
It'll make it fail RAM checks. It'll make it not the floppy drive not work. Other weird stuff like that. So I say on any Mac 2 anything, always put
Berg power.
Berg power on there.
Ow!
You okay?
So that was not nice.
So DJ Craze, I just have a question. Where is the green light? It's on the power supply?
And
Now
are there 4 of them?
And apparently DJ Craze has a heat station and a microscope camera.
But does he have 2 turntables and a microphone?
That I don't know.
Some of those MacBook Pros have a green light on the end of the MagSafe connector.
Right.
That might be where the green light is he's talking about, but I don't think
But I
there's a
don't know
light
about
on the computer.
I don't know about where, like the A1297. I never worked on them, so.
I don't remember all the A numbers because I got pissed at Apple when they just started naming everything the same thing for the last decade.
Well, I
and
know,
then-
I know,
And then
like,
you could have 5 of the same number. The A number could be you could have 5 different things that has that same number on it. It's ridiculous.
That's a 2011, early 2011 i7 17-inch MacBook Pro.
what, the A1297?
Yeah.
It's the Apple Frustrator model.
Yeah, but that just gives you the generation. It doesn't tell you the exact model because within that model,
No,
there could be
no,
5 different things.
Yep.
pain in the ass.
Trina,
Yeah. Yo.
Trina, look at this.
Mm.
I found my
Yeah, you find your porn.
my
laptop.
porn. Okay, but here's the deal on
Now,
these.
Jabba the Hutt was using that one.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. Actually, back in the day, a company made some it's basically the same material as a mouse pad, like a foam with backing on it that was even with this ledge here, so that you you were holding your hands improperly, and people pointed out how unergonomic that was, and they didn't care.
Yeah,
they didn't care. They just kept selling them.
That adhesive marking looks like that. They probably had that.
French.
Does that say French?
It does.
Mr.
This
French?
is another French keyboard.
Mr.
Yes,
French's
it's
keyboard.
yeah, it's pretty cool because Mrs.
Jody and
Beasley's
Buffy?
going to be Mrs. Beasley's going to come by later to give us an update.
That reference is even older than MASH.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Oh, so DJ Craze just said The A1297 is the 2009 Plus. Yeah, okay.
Jeebus.
Oh, that's like a unibody. That's ancient.
Yeah.
I mean, what's funny is, as soon as you go back 2 more years, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But that year, no, that's just old garbage to me right now. In 5 years, it'll probably be like, ooh, I want one of those.
So Trina, all of these. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Ooh,
That's lovely.
Shattered.
yeah.
Ron, I sent
But-
you one of those feet, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Thank you. And I actually put it on a machine, and it to this day still works. Defies
That-
gravity every time I use it.
Until I sent it to you, it had always been an unused service part in the service part bag.
It's greatly appreciated
And I
because
was
So,
I bought
absolutely put
like a whole
absolutely put it
batch.
to use.
I bought a whole like box full of service parts, and that was just the one random PowerBook thing that was in there. It was weird.
So, Ron, you were saying something, and then you mentioned my name, and then stopped.
Yeah, it was. Who knows?
Okay. It was that important, was it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Look at how these are like shedding the EM shielding too.
Yeah. DJ, I hope my explanation of ancient and not ancient makes sense somewhat. Like, it has to be over a certain age for it to be interesting, I guess. At least to me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really care about stuff like old Mac Pros or even G5s. It's like basically beige or older.
Ugh.
That looks really gross, Ron.
I know. I'm releasing it back to the
Ah.
wild.
Okay.
So,
I picked
so
up some new old software.
what's it? Mansion Madness?
Museum Madness.
Museum Madness. Okay.
Yeah.
Museo. The battery ignited in this one.
Yeah, I
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
you can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he
Alright,
does have
true.
DJ does have turntables and microphones. Look at that.
Ron, I threw away a couple of Apple IIs recently, so don't feel bad when you have to throw something out.
Oh
Eventually,
yeah, I
it's,
don't.
eventually it has
There's
to become
a lot
trash.
of them out there. Yeah.
And
these-
DJ Craze, honestly, if you have 4 of them and 3 of them work, it might just be faster to take the drive, swap the drives out in them, and then go, here's a working one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, or
work,
do what
I mean,
everybody
continue to
does.
work on the bad one, which could be. I mean, it could be all kinds of different options are causing the issue for it not to boot. It could be a bad board, whatever.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it should still boot without a battery if you have it connected to power. So if it's not even getting that kind of juice, then it's probably something to do with it. It could be the connector itself.
Well,
Lights
he's saying it's a green light's coming on, so at
up.
least
Then it goes away. Is what he was saying. It comes
Yeah,
on
the
a bit
thing
and
with
then it goes
a
away.
lot of
So-
the stuff from that era, anything that uses MagSafe, the power goes in, and then there's a power management thing that sits there and goes like, oh, I've got power. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to send some to the battery. Oh, the battery's charged. All those features. If that chip is fried or not talking, the green light comes on. It tries to talk to that chip. The chip says, I'm not here, and then the light turns back off. And the problem is the chip is the size of like smaller than a grain of rice.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to change that part.
And if
So
it's,
most people say this board is dead and they throw it away.
Yeah.
And if it's an orange light goes away and then green light stays, and if it's just showing a green light, then it's probably something indicating that
Have
the
you
battery
tried?
is charged, but it's not really charged.
If
Have you
it,
tried disconnecting the battery? Because it could be the battery's shot and pulling too much power.
yeah, the other thing is the chip can be partially damaged so that it'll know some things but not others. Like it'll know, okay, the
Yeah.
battery's charged, but it won't know, okay, well, turn the computer on. Stuff like that.
Yep.
The
There's a lot of
only
factors that
real
could
way
be.
to know is to have multiple machines and do stuff like take that battery and swap it with another one. Take that board
Yeah.
and swap it with another one. Take that MagSafe adapter and swap it with another one.
Oh shit! Did you see that? I just.
Did you
sheared
just
it
rip
off.
that ribbon cable off?
Yeah, I did, but it's for the battery thermistor, so it's not like it's really.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
that
I just
big
saw
of a
you
deal.
tear that right out. I was like, are you opening your computers like Joe?
Yeah, I am.
Speaking of Joe, he's got power. Why isn't he in the stream?
He just got power, so he's probably making tea.
He's like, oh, I have to save my ice cream bars.
I have to say ice cream bars.
It was gonna melt anyway.
I gotta eat them now.
Babes, I love you, but seriously, your claws hurt. I got a kitty cat in my lap.
Oh, I
what's-
was like,
what's that, a
claws?
snake?
What?
Cat in the Lap. I love that book.
Was it Opie or Casper?
It's Opie. Casper never comes out.
It has lap in it. They'll probably ban it.
Okay. Let's see. I've
Garbage.
increased my number of cats from 3
Why
to
is that
5.
garbage? Yeah.
We got the little sack over here on the tree. We got the $2,000 cat. And then we got the sisters, Bob, and then my shadow is down in her corner under my
Yeah.
Ron,
desk.
should I bring a bunch of husks of Apple IIe's to VCF Midwest so we
Yes.
can like jump on them in the parking lot?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think people would love that. They'll that's how you build communities.
Or I can
That's
put
how
them
you
on the
cause
free
heart
table.
attacks.
I'm gonna put them on the free pile.
Yeah, people
People might want it even though it's got a crack in it. Like I'm not gonna sell you an Apple IIe with a big crack at or a chunk missing, but somebody might say, "Well, this is good enough for me to build something."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody, you know what? That the thing I learned at VCF Midwest the 2 years I've been is that somebody is looking for everything. Like somebody's looking
Yep.
for something.
Especially if it's free.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because like I went to the table and somebody put like a PS 2 Model 25 up there, and some guy was up there looking at it, and I was like, "Here's the deal, Betty." I said, "Take it right now, because if you leave and it's missing, you'll be like, damn it, I almost had one. You can always come back later and put it on the free pile." And he was like, "You know what, man, you're right." And so he took it and left. I never saw him again.
You know that putting it back is not allowed, right?
Where?
On the free pile. That's one of the rules.
No,
If
surely
you
not.
take it, you keep it. Everybody breaks the rule, but you're supposed to.
Yeah.
They don't want you to take it and be like, go test it somewhere and decide, well, this is broken, and bring it back. And
Well, what am I supposed to
Part
do with
of
it?
Why not? They're never
Oh,
gonna know.
I never should have
I don't
took that thinking machine. I never
Well,
should
I
have took
took-
that connection box.
I took a 15-inch LCD that was beige. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I went and hooked it up to a Mac I'd already bought, and it was dead. And I'm like, oh. And I walked slowly by the free pile. Oh, here you go. And it just dropped it there because
Yeah, I don't.
it's
blame it.
dead. I don't want it.
Right.
But I did.
Right.
I put a Post-it on it that said dead.
Yeah.
Ron, what model is this that you've got?
This is a 140. 140. That has a weird, gross sticker on it, or something from 1992.
Does it say
Oh,
dead?
it's all oily. It's all oily. Like
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
give it back
oily,
to
yeah.
Trina. Give it back to
Yeah.
Trina.
Why? Well, I don't want anything oily. Thanks. If I want that, I'll just go find that creeper that was on my
it's
channel.
not really oily. It's just
Oh.
kind of like an old sticker, but no, this is probably need to pull this off just to check underneath the board here for.
If you just pull on it, I'm sure it just comes away, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
it does.
DJ Craze, I honestly, because I know with PC laptops, if the batteries go bad, you can get the laptop to turn off and then on, or on and then off, because it's pulling too much power. So before you go looking at caps and all that stuff and wasting like 10 hours of your time, just pull the
Yeah.
battery. Just pull the
Right.
pull the connector off the
The likelihood
motherboard.
of caps on a modern MacBook is really low. They're all
Yeah.
tantalum style. They're all solid state. There's no, I mean, with a few exceptions, there's no electrolytics that's going to leak. And the kind of stuff that we do on all these retro Macs, it's a totally different world on that newer stuff.
Well,
I have
even
to
the
s-
newer electrolytics, they're not actually liquid anymore. They're paper, right?
I took apart some SMD caps that were supposedly electrolytic that were new that I got as a kit for a 2SI.
Mhm.
And one of them I stepped on and it cracked. So I opened it up and looked in it. It was basically a sort of a tantalum or ceramic
Yeah.
device inside a can to look like the old stuff.
Yep.
I don't know if they're all like
Yeah,
that.
I
but
don't
was
think
like,
they're
hey.
I don't think they're liquid anymore. The new ones.
So, and I think they've probably gotten a lot better at making those little cans stay sealed. So I don't think that they pose as much of an issue. The thing is on a MacBook Pro or whatever, though, you're not going to find big components like that. They're all little tiny
No.
microscopic stuff. That's like
go.
ridiculously small. Like the stuff that they put on the Blue SCSI, that's a lot of that's a little bit too small to really solder, unless you're insane, because it's just super tiny, like on the DB25 version.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
That's
a pain
why
in the
they-
butt putting the micro SD slots on them.
Well, that's why they have the PCB company, just put all that junk on. The only thing they don't have them do is the through hole, because they actually charge you more for through hole than they do to just pre-do all the SMD stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, babes, I love you.
I have to go out for a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Get
No
her.
worries.
Get her, kitty.
Well, she
Hey,
did soak it up a
guys,
lot.
I have to go take care of some things. So Trina,
Okay, Dave.
thank you,
We know
thank you
what
for
that-
having me on.
Hey, no problem. But we all know what that means, Dave. I gotta
Make
go
sure you have
take
your
some care of
your
something.
plastic on the floor and the
So, anyway, I hope I'll see everybody tomorrow on Sunday
Yeah.
Have a good
stream,
night.
and you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See
Okay.
you tomorrow,
Have
Dave.
fun.
All right. All right. Bye bye.
Sorry.
Bye.
Dave.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, had to go get some boogie shoogie.
I had to get my headphone cable back from one of my cats. She just tried to steal it.
Oh, about time he left.
All right.
Oh.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Ooh,
Oh, he's getting-
you know what
he's
that?
getting-
You know what that just reminded me of? I should make
What?
hot chocolate.
Oh, see, I thought I saw white powder and on the end of a spoon. I thought you were thinking something else.
Oh,
Yeah, I said
was-
I had to go get my booger sugar. Come on.
Yeah, no, that just made
Hot
me think. Of,
chocolate.
I don't know why, but yeah,
I don't know. Just the
That's
idea.
not a bad idea.
Let's see. Let me see
of
what.
Coca. Coca totally made me think about.
Okay, so right now it is 82 degrees here. Hot
Oh, wow.
chocolate. No. When it's
Yeah,
at
I don't-
9:30 at night, it's 82 degrees.
So did I tell you guys I did an upgrade the other day to my 5.1 Mac Pro tower?
Oh, what'd you do?
So I installed I installed the newest version of Mac OS. What is it? Ventura 13.21 on it. And it actually runs very well. I haven't actually noticed any problems or issues or performance issues. I used OpenCore installer. It was super straightforward. It seemed, but yeah, it works actually really well.
And what year is your MacBook?
2012.
Or your CP, rather?
Oh,
2012? Ah, okay,
2012.
I see.
Yep.
Mine's a little older. Mine's a
Yeah, this one's a
2009.
2012. But it actually, I haven't noticed any issues so far.
okay.
I've been trying to mess around with it and run different things just to see if it has any problems.
One of these years, my brother got the processors upgrade
Mhm.
because we kind of did a little swap. He wanted to tinker with Mac OS, but he didn't like his Mac Mini for whatever reason, so he handed me that, and I'm using that.
Mhm.
And then he's like, one day he wanted to play around with it again, so then he took my MacBook Pro, not MacBook Pro, my CMP, and and they bought upgrade processors for him. Never actually put them in, and then he bought a older, I think a 2014, I think,
Yeah.
Mac Mini that I don't even know if he even uses it, but yeah. So he wanted to tinker, but he didn't. He says he's not a very big fan of Mac OS, but because he's never used it.
Yeah.
Tell him that tonight he will be visited by three spirits. expect the first at ...
But yeah, so what I plan on maybe one of these days, what I'll do is I'll go up there and steal my CMP back and then bring it down here, kick the cats off the table behind me, and then maybe install those processors.
So listen,
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Is my sugar daddy still watching?
Last I heard, he was not.
Okay.
He came down here and to grab a beer or soda or whatever, and then and he was like, "Are they still streaming?" I'm like, "Yep." So he
'Cause
was watching.
I was gonna say if he's still in the stream or still watching, I could use a new M.2 Mac Mini. I will use it. I like the Mac OS. I know how to
Goodness.
use it.
Well,
I'm
about
just
that.
saying. I
He,
mean,
he
if
was
you-
tempted there for a bit again because he likes to he wants to use the stuff, but he doesn't want to use the stuff. He Ginger knocking over the treats. He priced out a what do you call that? That the one that Mike just got, the studio.
The studio.
So he priced out a studio that would be, as far as power goes, that would be equal to his, $4,000 or $5,000 whatever computer he has upstairs. Might even be more than that because he's got the 4090, the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor. He's got the big fancy AMD processor. I don't know, but anyway, so he priced it out, and he's just like, nah, I don't want that. I'd never use it.
Now,
Well,
Ron, are you repairing screw holes?
Yes, I actually I did all that, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to use the gel. I'm supposed to use the liquid. So I went
the
and
old
got
school super glue.
the proper super glue for next time.
Gotcha.
But this one, all the mounting hardware is in really excellent shape. So this one,
Nice.
they
They go back together.
Yeah,
So,
this one does not get the.
So Ron, are
treatment.
you just taking bottoms and trying to find the best one to put with
Trina,
like a top?
Trina, aren't we all? Aren't we all, sis?
So
No
apparently my
comment.
brother is here because he just said the whole system costs about $7,000, including the monitor for his
Okay.
Oh,
fancy
wow.
computer.
See, I'm using my old Thunderbolt monitor that I bought in 2015.
But see,
Plugged
but
into my studio.
to be fair, David.
To be fair,
David, you can't
To be-
compare the new Mac Studio to your
Not 39,
PC because
40,
that's
whatever.
like comparing a Ford to a to a Ferrari.
So you're saying the PC's is fancier? That's what you're saying, right?
wait, didn't they make a movie
no.
about that? Ford versus Ferrari? Come on.
Yeah, it was called Fast and Furious.
No, there was
Ford
actually
Ford
Ford
versus Ferrari.
it was Ford versus Ferrari. It was a whole one.
Yeah, it's literally the name of the
Matt
movie.
Damon in it.
Oh,
I think
really?
it was. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there's an actual movie. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to compare them. Like, yeah. Oh yeah. So what's going on with DJ Craze? I'm back.
Oh.
I've done the battery disconnect trick before. Give me a minute. Open this. Okay.
Well, shit.
Yeah, and it was a pretty good movie too because it was Matt Damon in it, Kristen Bale.
Yeah. I remember that.
And-
My favorite scene in that movie is Christian Bale's like, "You understand? You understand, Ferrari? Ford's a better Rachel.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna
Anyway,
I'm gonna jump out too because I'm gonna go eat dinner. It's
Okay.
it's
Have a good one, Will.
8:30 here. So anyway, okay.
Yeah,
If I don't
have a
see
good
you
one.
all back, I'll be on the show tomorrow.
Awesome. See you,
All
Will.
right, later, bye.
Bye, hi.
and then there was
All right, I got this.
5.
The keyboard.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
It has an apple. See? Oh wait, the other way.
We're just tearing through these guys. This one's
See,
got nice
let's work
feet.
on some laptops. The little did Trina know that it was gonna be Ron doing all the laptops.
But none of you guys have a keyboard that says block.
If you look at
Rocco
my
score.
screen, I'm doing Windows Update. So like, this is great.
That's
'cause-
not working on the laptop. That's sitting there watching a screen.
Well, I
Blocko
can't.
score.
I
gotta
can't do
push the
much
Blocko
else
score
past that. So. And I remember
that.
Ron had said that he was looking to do some work on Apple or on some laptops, and I'm like, sweet.
Is that like little calendars on the side of the screen?
Yeah, they glued little calendars to the side of their screen. I hate.
So
They're-
once every
I-
few years, those calendars would be great. You should leave them on there.
Yeah, I'm actually totally gonna leave them on there because I don't understand. I don't know what the point would be of
Crap.
taking them off.
I can plug this ADV keyboard into my Mac Studio.
So Ron, did all these laptops come from? What's his name?
No bony.
Yeah, from John. Yeah.
From John.
That-
Yeah.
Listen. It's no bony. It's kind of it's deboned for today's active and modern consumer. So people don't have time
Maybe
to
that says no bong. Whoops.
listen. People don't have time to debone their MacBooks. They gotta,
Oh, goodness.
Oh shit! Oh, I just realized this.
You're
It doesn't
holding it
have
wrong.
the. I just realized it doesn't have the stuff in there. So
Oh.
the case on this is actually in pretty good shape.
Does this work?
Like this is it is grimy as all get out, but it's probably worth keeping.
Huh.
And the all right. Here you can tell like machines that have been like clicked to death, but listen to this. You can go. It's in really good like
You sending
trackpad's
Morse
in
code?
really good shape. Yes.
Who's
It
Morris?
sounded like there for a second. We don't talk
It's-
about Morris.
Adam, it's the guy that often says, "Roy, I
that was a
don't
cat.
understand.
It's a
I don't
cat.
understand soccer."
It's a cat named
Football.
Morris.
Oh, look, he's
Great
kicked the
name.
ball down the
I think
field,
Morris
and
was
the
an
other
orange
guys
cat,
are
wasn't he?
chasing him.
My black ADB keyboard works, so that's
That's
good.
good.
Awesome.
You got that going for you, which is nice.
Now I can leave feedback for this person in Italy who sent it to me, and now it's like, oh, this is coming from Italy. And then I didn't even think, oh, that's it's going to be an Italian keyboard because I'm so
Yeah.
smart.
Well, when you leave the feedback, you just got to be like, beepity boppity boopity, boopity boppity boopity.
I'm going to not do that, Ron.
Oh, okay.
So
Boppity boopity boppity bop.
somebody's obviously been in that computer before, because that's not Apple's way of doing things. DJ Cray said upon opening it, the serial number is written in marker on the inside bottom case.
Nice.
Yeah. That's not Apple's way of doing
Nope.
it.
Yeah, that means somebody repaired it,
Somebody's been
and
there, yeah.
they probably didn't do it right because it's broken again.
Somebody took it to one of them local iFixit shops where they copy all your data while they do your repair.
They took it to Louis Rothman. It was almost close enough.
Ron, I had a power outage today, and while I was bored, I went on to eBay to just browse around,
Yeah.
and I ended up buying these two Apple IIe keyboards.
Oh, I saw the picture you posted earlier. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And I bet nobody bought them because they don't come with the ribbon cables, and they're probably like, "Oh no, I don't know what to do about that."
Well, you just got to be Adam because you got 400 million of them.
I have 4 of them, but yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they're really easy to make too. I was looking through my pack of IDC connectors because I was going to give Frank a DB50 or a 50-pin one,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, I have enough keyboard or enough 26-pin ones here to make, I don't know, 4 or 5 cables."
Oh,
That's cool.
I bought after you had told me about the tool. I went and bought one.
Oh, the squisher.
The Swisher.
Yeah, that makes it so much easier.
I was able to fix that CD drive,
Mm.
so it is actually working now. The external one.
You know, what's funny is I have that right here.
Ha! Yeah, same one.
Yeah, it has the little yellow
Yep,
doohickey.
the little yellow thing. Yep. Which I had to take the yellow doohickey out to squish the other doohickey.
Yeah, well, that's why it's removable because different stuff needs different whatever.
Guys,
I have
all this technical talk is going to turn off
I
the
know.
new people. Come on now.
I made a little part that goes in the yellow thing that's has a little ridge in it for
Yeah.
squishing the dip 16 ones for
Awesome.
Apple II cables, like the original Apple II cables.
That's cool.
Those things are always broken. There's always a pin bent. Those and the old joystick connectors that go in the dip socket. People don't store them right. They don't put a piece of foam on it, and they always end up snapping a pin off.
So Ron, that thing that you just took the screws out of, what does that
Yes.
do? What does that
This
hold?
is basically a bracket that holds your floppy drive in place and also holds the hard drive in place.
Okay. Cool.
Who is your dad and what does he do?
It's also super infuriating when you're trying to fit a PowerBook Blue SCSI into a 165C.
Yes, it's super infuriating.
All right, keep us up to date, DJ Cray. So he disconnects the battery. He's going to apply power and see what happens.
Boom.
Boom.
Spectacular lights.
That's all we think
we-
about after we missed Adam's
The-
thing go boom.
Yeah, leave the cat there. That would be like Christmas Vacation.
Oh my gosh.
This is a really early, guys. This is a really early PowerBook 140. Let me make sure. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, this is a really early PowerBook 140 because you can tell by the coloring of the PCB. The later ones are
Yeah, they have the dark
all,
green.
yeah,
Green.
they're much darker. So actually, what clued me in too is that this is the original 2400 baud
Mhm.
PowerBook modem. This is like the original model.
Yeah, you
The
have to
modem.
So
dial right into AOL with that thing right now.
I know. I'm just saying.
Earthlink.
It's like, imagine all of the Nagels that were downloaded extremely slowly with this modem.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, DJ Craze, that you're getting a green light because there's no battery connected, so you should automatically get a green light because there's nothing charging.
Do you guys remember the old scams they used to do with the dial-up modems where they would it would silently
dialing?
redial? Yeah, it would silently redial another service that was super expensive.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh no.
Oh,
Still
no.
no power on the. Still not powering up. Well, it could be the power button. Maybe the power button doesn't work. Who knows?
You know that sometimes MacBooks just break and they don't work no matter what you do.
Hmm.
Right.
Yep.
No.
You're gonna have
no
to tear it
rhyme or
open and take a
reason.
look at it and tinker and.
So the question, I guess, to you, DJ Craze, is what is your time
Is it worth it? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your time worth it?
Mhm. If you don't value your own time, nobody will.
Yep.
You should come to VCF and put it on the free file.
Hmm.
Yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Early. Yeah.
So I'm installing Windows updates, which is what is exciting as watching paint dry. So I made
Awesome.
Ron big because he's actually doing work on computers, where I'm just sitting
Yeah.
here.
I'm actually
updates.
doing some stuff. I'm gonna repair some plastics here in a second.
Ron is doing the most things are broken garage, but not everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of
Um,
things are indeed broken, but
And DJ Craze, it's not that we don't think you haven't done this. We're just saying, it's time versus.
I mean, there may be a way to fix it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying just
Yeah.
junk it immediately, but eventually, if you've tried every single troubleshooting step that everybody knows to do and it still doesn't work, it just might be broken. I need a new component on the motherboard. It might have something burned out. I mean,
oh,
Ooh,
Lord.
that's yummy.
well, I
What
guess we
happened?
could still cuddle. It exploded on me.
that's fun.
And then
Super
I made
glue
a
everywhere.
premature ejaculation joke. So good times.
Glue. It's Galaxy glue. What would you do without Galaxy glue?
I know. I would have a much taller Lily Tomlin.
So you're still at the gala then, are you, Ryan? Just got off the dance floor, so.
Yeah, I know what's wrong with the Commodore 128. It's got MOS technology. That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes.
I mean, seriously, Commodore made some really cool stuff, but their MOS chip fab did not know how to make chips that lasted. It's really
It's
sad.
actually the repairing of the laptops is going really well. I'm installing Windows. I put the SSD in it, or the M.2 SSD. Installed Windows. Going well.
Is
and
it
now we're
now
just
a
working-
gaming laptop?
No, that's going to be one for sale.
No, gaming laptop.
Oh.
Like RetroCheckie's like blue
Oh,
gaming
but
laptop.
he's selling that or something.
Is he? Does he
Or
get like
something.
$5 for it?
Where can I get a colored ribbon for the image writer too?
Time
Time
power up
machine?
your DeLorean.
MacFX did a run of those recently. I don't think they have any more, and the quality was questionable because whoever inked them for them did a bad job. They're not made anymore. The parts don't exist.
Montreal
That's
just won 8-2. Who are they playing?
Now I know you can buy the black ones. They still sell them on Amazon.
Yeah, there's actually still printers that use those, so they're
Yeah,
around.
still in
got some-
production.
Yeah, that's just a CITO stock thing that was used in hundreds of models of printers.
Yep.
The color version of it was only a couple models, and they stopped doing the color stuff back in the 90s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the SMC reset failed, but you can try to replace the because he's saying to replace the capacitor. You can try it.
I mean, you can try anything.
Right.
It's but again, diminishing returns. That is the thing to think about. Even if
Yeah,
I
like
fix
that-
this,
that,
what is the machine when I'm done?
That power control chip that was cheap, that cost me a bunch of money to have replaced, probably was comparable to me just buying another computer. So it made no sense, but just because I wanted that machine to work, so I did it. But otherwise, I mean, it's just a PowerBook or a MacBook Pro. Component level repair is going to cost you more than just finding another one that works.
Yeah.
Or like find one that works
Oh shit.
that has a different broken part. Like you say, your screen is good. You find one that works, but the screen's cracked.
Jesus
Swap
Christ.
the screens.
Oh,
Ron, you're supposed to glue it to the PowerBook, not to your finger.
I know. I had it all. And, well, what the fuck happened to it? It was just here a second ago. It disappeared. The part disappeared.
Language.
Where did it go?
I think it fell off your desk when you're moving your finger back.
I watched this one guy. It's like he has a weird channel. It was like Sticks Fix or something. It's a British guy, and he constantly will remove the little tiny capacitors and stuff, and then they just disappear. Like he's like, "Well, that's gone forever."
Yeah. Well, crap. I don't see what happened to it.
Wow.
Well,
Go to the-
rewind the stream and
Yeah,
see what you did.
All right, rewind the stream, Tuna.
Does that mean I have to spit the hot chocolate back into the cup?
Please don't.
I guess it depends. I mean,
Depends on how far back we rewind.
Yeah.
What type of content are your only?
I mean, I got to get bit by my cat again? Oh, boy.
Can't go any further with this yet.
Ah, Jeebus.
Jeebus Christmas.
Yeah, the other problem you're going to run into, GJ, is that on a computer that's what'd you say it was, like an 09 or something?
2009, I think.
A
Yep.
lot of those little custom control chips you can't actually just get anymore.
Yeah.
Like whoever made it for Apple just didn't have a customer, so they stopped. And I would bet that what was his name? Angry New York guy.
Lewis
Rossman.
Rossman.
Lewis
Louis
Rossman.
Rossman. He probably, whenever he finds those chips, he probably buys all of them that he sees. So that's probably why they're all gone. And not just him. Anybody who does micro component level repair for Apple stuff, whenever they find the parts, they buy whatever rolls of them they can load up on because they don't come up
Yep.
very often.
That's good, DJ Crazy. He said, okay, I'm not going to go any further with this unit. I don't know if I have spare parts in the dead one I have. I'm also warned him that I didn't think I
Oh,
could
it's right
find the
here.
parts, too, if it's too serious. So, yeah.
I like what Sleepy says. My floor's covered with 04, 02, and 06, 03 size parts. Yeah, because you can't see those things. You can barely see them under the microscope. And now Retrotechi's speaking French.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
bit,
he's talking with one bit. Yeah, one bit fever dream.
so that the rest of us don't know what he's saying.
Oh, and
How
Rossman moved to
rude.
Texas? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he moved to Austin.
It doesn't really matter where he goes because a lot of people just mail him stuff anyway. I don't
Well,
know
that's
why
what I
he
was
was
gonna
paying for
say.
rent in Manhattan. That
Yep.
was kind of nutty.
I think he
Yeah.
said like 90% of his business was mail in. So
And
yeah,
not
it
just that, but he
doesn't
he
make sense to
changed
pay for a
offices.
space. Yes.
He moved locations to somewhere
In New
and it
York
was
City, yes.
and it was like, oh, it was more expensive. So
Yeah.
I actually went and tried to visit him at his
Yeah.
new location,
I remember when you go to try to
and
go stalk him.
they were closed. I was like,
Oh, no.
it doesn't matter. It was just for fun. So I took my picture out front, and the joke was, as you can tell, Mr. Rossman was very pleased to meet me.
Yeah.
By the way, it's not only the Americans that do not comprehend, it's also us Canadians who don't speak French. That's so
I can read French and understand it. I just when they're saying it at me, I like
Yeah.
what?
Saying it at me.
Yes,
He's
Exactly.
throwing the words
Because-
at you.
that's how French people talk to you. They say it at you.
Yes.
What's weird is I can speak and understand Spanish vocally and not write it, which is the opposite. It's odd.
Treat time.
Right.
Num, num,
The old
num, num,
Montreal
num, num.
Forum. Yeah, let's go back a while.
Positive vibes.
I want to go get a Royale with cheese.
Yes.
McDowell's.
Jerry Lewis. He's a genius.
Where they go?
Oh.
Where they go?
But
Arts.
we don't even have a language. We just speak like this. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, Will! I didn't even notice Will duck out. Did Will say bye?
Oh yeah,
he was
Will,
gonna eat.
Yeah, Will.
He did,
Yeah, Will
yeah.
said he's gonna go eat,
Oh, I didn't
and he
even.
would come back.
Yeah, he left.
We didn't
just
pay
as I was
attention to
coming
your
back.
yes.
He said
gotta
goodbye,
be-
and when I came back, I said goodbye, hello. You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, amazing hosting. Amazing hosting.
She was
That's all
staring
I'll
at her
say.
Windows update or installation rather, and she was
Installation, yeah,
so
that's
into it, she totally missed everything.
Yeah.
Right, Trina?
Exactly. Yeah.
There he is. It's in chat. I'm eating and watching.
Okay.
So, how do you? I've asked this question around as a joke before, but seriously, how do you dispose of a expired laptop battery properly?
What chemistry is it?
I think it's lithium ion or whatever the current stuff is.
You would probably contact your local hazardous materials office, so whatever your town's thing is, and they'll tell you when they have a pickup for lithium products. Like for me, there's actually one next Saturday. So I'm going to be out of town, but I have to very quickly race back to town to be able to make that, to drop off some lithium stuff.
My town will not pick it up. They say that I have to bring it to a.
Yes, they'll have a disposal
place?
event, and they'll let you know the date.
Yeah, it's only like once every 3 months, which is I don't want to hold on to this puffy battery for 3 months.
Well, all you have to do is this: if it is absolutely 100% discharged, you can neutralize
It's
the
not.
battery by, well, if you
Sorry.
have a bucket and a place where you can put it, you could get online and figure out what the salinity that you need, and you could drop it in the bucket. And while it would short itself out, it would also neutralize the lithium, and it would be inert at that point.
Okay. Joe says I should just throw it into the street and see what happens.
Yeah, that's probably good advice too.
And my brother says throw it in a bonfire near a river.
Yeah, Ryan says his dump has a hazardous materials drop off twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. And I know ours here locally, you could take it anytime to the dump. They have a specific section just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Will says in the chat, Best Buys usually have a recycle bin. The thing is, I'm worried
That's
I'd throw it
true.
in there and it would blow up. Because
Right.
it seriously is puffy. It's like it's triple its normal size. That's how much it's puffed
Well,
up since I
Adam,
took it out of the laptop.
if you go to Best Buy and you right inside the that desk that's right inside the door at Best Buy is loss prevention. If you talk
Yeah.
to the loss prevention officer, they'll tell you what to do. Like they may have a bag or something that they'll put it in, or they might even put it inside of like a cardboard box or something, so that
Or
way
they
that
might-
something
Or
if
they
it
might
fell
just
on
arrest-
top, it wouldn't ignite.
or they might
One
just
bit
arrest
Fever
you
Dream
for
says
trying
I
to
should
steal
use
something.
the neutron dance. Apparently, that's how I
Yeah,
took
I'm
it
just
down.
burning doing the neutron dance.
I think Canadian Tire had a bin for batteries.
Now the other thing is across the street from the one main street from my house, there is a federal-owned facility.
Yeah.
Just could throw it on their lawn, and then they can figure it out.
Yeah. Wait till they're mowing, and then just throw it in front of the mower, and just be like, it's with God now.
Yeah. Well, actually, I could put it in front of where their snowplow is. That would be more fun. Because it would scoop it up and fling it. It would probably just end up in the street,
Mhm.
and then it would. There was somebody else who told me that I should just poke it really hard. I think it was somebody on Twitter.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
Sure.
People on
Okay.
Twitter are reliable sources, I'm sure.
Just poke it with a
Just go ahead and
sharp object, and then
ignite
run
the
away.
battery. Yeah.
I could just put it
Just
on my
ignite the
front
battery and
walk.
call it a day.
Yeah.
Snowblower.
What's funny is I had a little tiny one of those batteries that came out of something like an Easy Pass for like a toll road pass.
Yeah.
I had one that was never going to be renewable, so I took it apart and that little battery was in there. And one of the kids poked it, and it started making this hissing noises, and then like
yeah.
like smoke.
Oh yeah,
and
they will.
Yeah, we threw it in the yard, and it was like a firecracker. And this is a tiny little, like the size of like one of these CR2032s.
Yeah.
And that was doing that. This is like a HP laptop battery. It's like a foot wide. So I don't want to do crazy stuff.
Ryan says he likes to mail them with a mix of random wires to a federal office. It helps with the slow news days.
Yeah, I like what RetroTech says. Send it to Linus.
Yeah, send it to Linus.
Put a sticker on it that says advertising contract.
Yeah.
Tesla
Yeah.
from Tesla.
From Tesla, yeah.
Yes, it's greatdeal.pdf.exe. And I think that's what the people don't get, because it's just like, this is the exact same scam that has been around since
my grandma.
since Windows had email clients.
Ryan had shared a link of something that was going around to his area where the scammers were using AI to scam the elderly with actual audio of their, what sounded like their grandkids.
Yep.
Yeah, like they would 100% believe that that's exactly who it was they were talking to.
Granny,
that's
send
kinda
us
crazy.
money. We need all these Apple gift cards so I can get out of prison.
Hey Ron, you
Yeah,
know that you
it's-
say that like, oh, they've been doing this since like 25 years ago. But the thing is
Yeah.
like they still send emails to say I'm in a Nigerian prince and I need
Yeah.
20 grand to get the money out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people still fall for that too.
And if it if it didn't work, they would stop doing it. But
Yeah,
it
they've
still,
never had to
still
change
works.
the scam because we've never gotten around to making better humans.
Well, we used to get that in the 90s
Hey,
via
Loki.
mail. They would just get a phone
Yes.
book and they would mail
Chain
it
mail
physically
and
to
stuff.
everybody.
Yeah.
And when email came and they didn't have to spend 25 cents for a stamp anymore, it was like jackpot
Yeah.
Mhm.
Field
because they
day.
could just get the whole AOL email list and send it to everybody.
Here's my tiny kitty.
More than anything else, it just kills me that, that with the level of technical competence that's out there, that it really comes down to, and people had a very visceral reaction to this being pointed out. It's greed. It is absolute greed. It is why people get scammed. It's because it's easy money. It's whatever it is. It's oh no, it's so easy. It's like, why wouldn't I do this thing? And it turns
Right.
off people's brains, the part of their brain that is adverse to, or it's aware of adversity. So
Yep.
so what happened was is somebody got this thing and they just like, I've got 50 of these that I've got to read today, these offers or something. So they went through, it was a spoofed email. They got number one, everybody's like, listen, people get PDFs all the time in email. Maybe they do. Why are they in a zip file?
Right.
Yep.
That is a red flag. That is a basic. That's employee training 101. Somebody sends you a zip file.
Yep.
You contact IT. Oh, your
Yep.
entire organization is an IT based group. Well, then maybe everybody should have that base level of knowledge that it's a file inside a zip file is specifically to try to circumnavigate server side antivirus. I mean, why does your organization accept zip files on their email server?
It shouldn't.
More
My
than that,
company,
why
if
would you?
it-
Most don't.
Why would you ever need to do that? I mean, what's your file limit on attachments
Nice, DJ.
in 2023?
yeah, but my company, if you send me externally a zip file, it will never even get to me. It'll tell the
Nope.
sender, "Hey, no, we don't do that."
Yeah, exactly. So why do they have all their why were the shields set so low in their organization?
Well, why does some random guy who's looking at emails have access to their YouTube publishing system?
Because if you watch the video, he says that they had a lot of people holding the keys so that they didn't have to constantly deal with MFA requests.
That's
So if everybody is logged in, everybody can do whatever it is. And they kept talking about a content management thing that they use. But if that content management thing is just using session data inside your browser,
Mhm.
It sure doesn't sound like they're properly. I'm not an.
So that means that
expert.
they're using a session to get into their management system, and then that
Yes.
management
Yes.
system is then logged into YouTube. So it's not even
Yes.
YouTube's fault; it's that management
No.
system's fault
Well, yes, but the
for
hack
letting
is kind
more
of
than
a
one
novel
machine be in and not timing out. It's stupid.
Exactly right.
Ryan says that it was an actual PDF that was sent, and when you open the PDF,
Well,
it automatically opens a link to a zip
but
file.
if you watch the video, though, Linus says it looked like a PDF. Those exact
Sure.
words, looked like a PDF, which very much can be an executable file that has its icon changed to look
Yep.
like
Yeah.
a PDF, and
Ryan
they
wants
have
to join.
You
And
can
they
make
have,
a PDF and have it do stuff within the
But is
PDF.
Trina
But if
still
you leave
here?
your
yeah, you can have
Acrobat set-
scripting.
But if you
Yeah.
have your Acrobat set to run
Okay.
scripts automatically, you're also an idiot.
Yes.
Right. It's like having macros still turned on in Word in 2023.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in 1998 that was fine, but not now.
Yeah, not
No.
now. It's we know about the risks now. But here's the thing.
And then,
So
and then Clippy
if
comes
you
up
if
and
you
says,
have
looks like you're trying to run a virus.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
the thing. The
But
thing
if
that
you
gets
don't
me
have,
is-
hold on, let me get this out. Let me get this out real fast.
Go, Ron, go.
If you have turn extensions off, if you have hide file extensions turned on your Windows box, turn that off. Have it show file extensions, so
Yeah.
that way you can immediately look at a file and tell. Because if it quote looked like a PDF and it was just a doctored exe to have like an icon for a Acrobat file or something, then a neophyte would look at that and be like, oh yeah, no problem, just run that. And then, but he says in the video, they tried to open it and nothing happened.
Well,
Oh,
it did.
something
It
happened.
was running
Well,
in the background.
right, it was, but that's what makes me think that it was
You know what's
not.
happening? It was alerting the
a-
guy in Russia that they have now have
Yes.
access to his thing.
Okay,
Right,
I'm
but
gonna-
but they said nothing happened, which that's what makes me think it was an executable.
Can I
Yes.
just
In-
pause
in
you guys
disguise.
for just a quick sec? Because I need
Sure,
to
go
run
for
to
it.
the bathroom, so I'm going to leave. You guys can keep on talking. Have fun.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this is basically Ron's stream anyway. So, Ron.
Oh, Trina,
keep on
don't
going.
be like that. I'm not trying to.
No. Hey. It's all
Just getting
good.
watch hours. That's what matters.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's the Frodo Jedi
I'll
stream.
be right back.
Yeah.
So, Ron, what you said about Windows and the extensions,
Yeah.
it's not just Windows. I run on my Mac Studio. I run Ventura, which is a modern OS,
Mhm.
but they made the dumb thing default to not showing. I don't know how long Apple's been doing this, but it doesn't show the extensions either. I turned that
Oh.
back on because I want it
Yep.
on my desktop. I want it to say .jpg or .zip
Exactly.
or
Right.
dot
Exactly.
whatever. And the thing is, I didn't buy a new Mac for 10 years, and so I don't know in between when they decided to change that. But you always want to see the extensions. Why wouldn't you want, like, oh no, that's ugly, I don't want to see those extra letters.
Yeah, but even
Yeah, I
even
don't get
then,
that.
doing what they do and the type of content that they make, you would have think they would have all had that turned on.
Well, doesn't it stand for tech
I agree.
tips?
Right.
Well, and that's the thing he admitted on the video is he knew that this was a thing, and he admitted he should have watched the video that the guy put on of how it worked, but he didn't.
But like,
know,
I
ahead
have
of
a
time.
channel with under 150 subscribers on it, and I still have a separate email address and a separate email application
Mhm.
for the email that's a different email address for that channel, just so
Right.
that I
Yeah.
don't risk somebody backdooring me or I'm not noticing it on my personal email or something.
Yeah.
And I'm a nobody YouTuber. How's the guy with millions of whatever?
Um,
calling for
Because
this
what
scam?
happened was
Ro-
this is that
does
their
anybody have
organization
moderator access?
is
Is there a scam? I
um,
don't.
Ryan's trying to get in, but Trina's not there.
Oh, she's the only one
no,
who can
he'll
click
have to wait.
accept.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was
I'm
in.
sorry.
He was, but then I
He was?
think it disconnected or something. But he just
Oh,
messaged
okay.
on the chat, "Hello."
Trina, come back.
But Mike
Yep.
says he thinks it was 10.2 where they turned off the extensions.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
Well, it's been a
that's-
long time, and the thing is, I was all the way up to like 10 point
Give me
something
hell.
close on my Mac
Mhm.
Mini, but I had always had extensions turned back on since 10. Whenever Apple decided to turn it off, I turned it back on.
Yeah. Mhm.
15 years ago, whatever it
Absolutely.
was.
Yeah.
And I do keep things I'm working on my desktop here, which I'm pointing at that you can't see. But like I have an Excel file and it says .xlsx, and I'm like, if it said
Mhm.
.exe, I would be like, well, it's not gonna hurt me on a Mac, but I would know that it was BS.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So why?
that was definitely a rookie mistake.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm certainly not. I mean, anybody can fall for anything.
Yes.
Anything can happen. I mean, it's. I mean, it's no one is infallible. However,
Yep.
it is one thing to, because they got hacked several years ago, but that was a much more. I mean, again, it was just a confidence hack because or a confidence scam because somebody called the cell phone company and got them to issue a like a SIM card with Linus's email, or I'm sorry, Linus's stuff, and
number.
they sent it to a phone, and then they were able to get the multi-factor authentication. But at this point in the game, SMS, I mean, it's well established. SMS multi-factor authentication is depreciated. People want you to get away from it. They want you to use an app and things like that. But you still have to do that.
Yep.
And if you have an organization that is designed from the ground up to be a treadmill for advertiser monetization, and you have contracts that say every day you have to produce so much content, you have to plug these specific contents on this specific day with these corporations, I mean, there's legal consequences if you don't do that.
Mhm.
It's really hard to completely to ship a ship of Theseus your entire organization, which was done just on shoestrings and baling wire and spit. It's hard to update and fix that stuff. So that's why it's never been fixed, and that's why things like this happen.
Well, and it was funny that he had mentioned, he goes, well, we still met our production quota of 6 videos recorded this week.
Yeah.
And
Money's still coming in.
yep.
Thing is, viewers don't care about any of that crap, and
Yep.
I'm
There's
back.
Ryan.
There he is.
There he is.
All right, so a couple of things, couple of points, couple of things. So it was the same confidence scam that got my buddy's YouTube channel. I verified
Right.
that. So basically, how it worked was that it was a stolen Razer PDF. So it literally was an original Razer contract PDF that somehow the attackers got access to it, which blows my mind. So obviously, they must have got access to, somebody else's email at some point to be able to pull that contract. In the contract, they go through the spiel. We want you to plug our materials, blah blah blah. Please select a collection of devices you want to plug up to a value of like $5,000 US. They said go click here to see the catalog. Now you click there, it just looks like it's a link to a regular Razer website. But when you actually look at it, it was a link to a Discord website, and it was a zip file. They downloaded the zip file, and inside the zip file is a 500 meg, so it's slightly larger than a virus scan can check. .com file that is mirrored or made to look like a website, so it's like Razer.com.
Yeah.
Now we all
So this
know
guy
what
actually went down the rabbit hole.
yes, so we all know what a .com file is, but the average Luddite is going to think, oh, that's a website, right?
Yeah.
And they double click on the .com file because it says Razer.com, and we all know that .com files are essentially exe files. And yeah, Bob's your uncle.
But what's funny is like there were a lot of red flags in this entire process.
Oh,
but
100%. Look,
this
I'm
guy
not
kept going.
just. Oh yeah, but I understand. People are smart. Humanity's stupid. So
Right.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
I mean,
a person is smart.
This guy that got it probably was excited.
People are stupid.
Yeah, because I mean, because Razer was one of their sponsors. They've always been one of their sponsors. So they probably saw a new offer coming. They went, okay, another Razer offer. All right, let's see what they're doing this time around. Right. And the content management system they use, I actually went and looked it up. It is actually, I didn't realize such a thing existed, but it's supposed to be delegated access to a YouTube channel. So what was happening is the person who presumably clicked on this, their YouTube account or their Google account, which now has delegated access to the main account through this third-party application, was what got attacked. So that's why resetting the passwords and ending the sessions didn't work when they tried to do it on the main LTT YouTube channel. Google account, because it wasn't the main Google account that was compromised. It was the fact that it was this person's, sales at, LTT sales at gmail.com account that was causing the problem.
But they shouldn't be reviewing external emails on the same machine that they're running a CMS on. That's just silly. Why would you do that? Any company, especially if you have the resources to hire 100 people to run your stuff, then you got one guy doing CMS and you got another guy doing, ad buys and stuff. That's the whole point of hiring that many staff. It's all delegated out.
I'm sure they're trying to run lean. Like, I understand, realistically, you'd have 2 separate computers, and that's where my friend's gone now with his setup. He has a computer for checking, emails and doing, things that may or may not be sketchy, and he has a computer for uploading YouTube videos, and the two shall never meet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. If you DMZ it correctly,
Yeah, you want to air
that
gap
computer's
some
not
of these
your
business
network.
processes.
Yeah.
No, and realistically, but it's one
Run
of
it
those
on
things.
a
It's like
PowerBook 140.
it's one of these things. It's hindsight is 2020,
Sure.
and most people would never say
This
this would ever
is their
happen.
second time though.
And the question is, are they
Different
going to
attack.
First
learn?
time's different, but
Different attack vectors. That's like saying,
yeah,
your car broke down, so you should have known it was going to break down. But the first time it broke down,
Right.
it was because.
But the first time you get hacked, then you should put a whole bunch of security into place that.
But see, the thing
covers
is, they
other
weren't
things.
hacked. It was external, right? It was the cell phone company, which they ended up suing,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, because it was, like you said, it was a confidence. It was human engineering scam. So
Right, but I've had a company where I don't want to go specifics, but it's like you get a ransomware attack. But you're going
I've
to do a
got
security
several.
review that's going to cover other things.
yeah, for
Which
sure.
is what
for
they
sure.
should have done. With the income that they have on that channel, they should spend the 5 cents to go and have a security advisor
Oh,
come
listen, all day long. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
but
that
it's
is
tough.
that is going to be
It's
the
again,
top question is whether or
Right.
not they're actually going to learn from their mistakes
But
and
see,
actually fix
the other side of it too is if you're them, who are you going to hire? 5 new camera operators or a security expert?
Yep.
I
Right.
would
Based
hire a
on
security
this,
expert. And some
Right now,
Wi-Fi.
you're gonna hire a security expert, but at the time you were trying to get content out. You didn't care about security.
But
and
you
that is
should.
exactly
And I agree.
my point that
I
I
agree.
made.
Yep.
Is they prioritized monetization
Yep.
over security
Right.
and employee training.
Because
And a
And
bunch
people
of
lost-
trolls jumped on my
lost
friend Ron
their
because he
minds.
pointed out the correct thing, that they went over cuckoo over the security thing and didn't think about it, and went right back to the same trolley BS right after they got hacked.
Yeah.
What happens
'Cause it
if they didn't catch it or weren't able to prove it, and YouTube just says, "Well, too bad," which they've done to some people.
Right.
Well, they would. And that's sort of my hope is that this,
Yes.
as much as this has been an eye-opening experience for LTT, I'm hoping it'll actually be something Google goes, hey, maybe we should actually do something about this now, because it's been on the go since
No.
2019.
Right.
This ability to steal
The
a session,
Right.
and the really crazy thing
Well,
is,
why is it session tokens don't expire sooner? That's just
Well,
stupid.
two little things. So the really interesting thing was the thing that saved them the most was the fact they used this content management system. Because with my buddy's account, they changed the password and locked him out. Right? But they didn't with this because they couldn't.
Yeah.
Because there was delegated access. So in some ways, that saved them from being completely locked out of the account.
Yeah, but everything like that has to have an off switch. Like, hey, there's something wrong. Turn off all access. Like, I can do a thing where I can just say, like, on Facebook, kill all the tokens on every device that has any access to this
Yes.
account.
Yep.
And that's what they're
Exactly.
and that's what they would normally do. But again, where they're using the content management system, they were doing that for the main LTT user account, but they weren't doing it for the sub accounts, if you will, the delegated access accounts.
Right,
And he
but when
admits
you're
that.
on YouTube Studio, you can make sub accounts that have access to do certain things, and then give those to the CMS. And then if they're in CMS and they go into those little sub accounts, well, somebody can hack that, but they can't do stuff like start deleting videos. you
Right,
know?
it all,
Yeah.
and that's why they didn't get all the channels. They were only able to get the ones that this particular account had access to. Anyway, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not making fun of them, and I'm not saying I don't like them. What I'm saying is that
my takeaway.
they should pay attention to security, and especially when they're a technology channel.
Oh, 100%.
Well, hopefully
Mhm.
they will now.
They will now. And my big takeaway is that hopefully this means Google will actually fix the friggin' problem, because it
I
is a
doubt it.
problem. Like if you go to Google right now or to YouTube right now and search Tesla live stream, I guarantee you there's about
like
50
20 channels.
channels
Yeah, but
streaming.
this whole situation points out the problem with Google as a whole. They don't give a shit about Joe Schmo or Adam's streaming or Trina's streaming or
Yeah.
any of us.
Let me tell you something
you got
dumb
this
about Google.
multi-million-dollar company.
The other night I was watching something and somebody sent me a link to an eBay item, and I went on a browser that had never been to eBay before, but I had been to my Google account on it before, and it popped up a thing that says, "Hey, do you want to open an eBay account with your Google account?"
Yep.
And it was this kind of thing where I was clicking something else, but that dialogue got in my way.
Yeah.
And I inadvertently made an eBay account linked to a Gmail account that should not be connected.
Yep.
With one click.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
how? And then I start getting emails in my Hulkintosh email saying, "Oh, here's some stuff on eBay you might be interested in." I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it! Now I have to go through a whole bunch of crap to undo this one click that I tapped on
Yep.
my iPad screen by mistake.
Paige.
It's
Oh, yeah,
stupid.
that's cool. Did you hear that?
Did it bong?
Yeah, my this PowerBook 150 bonged. Here we go.
Yay!
Oh shit.
Oh,
I
it
heard
had one
nothing.
bong left.
Yeah, you let out all the bongs.
That was
Premature bong.
But anyway, like Google doesn't care when this has happened to all these smaller people, but now that it's happened to a bigger streaming company,
That's
now
what-
they may actually
Yeah,
do
$1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes.
there have been a few high profile accounts that have been hacked before, and
Yeah.
I mean, this goes back. I mean, this is like when they first said, "Okay, fine, we'll do two-factor authentication." I mean, it's been going on for a long time.
The problem too is so in the case of my buddy Jason's account is the fact that it didn't require two-factor authentication to change the password.
Yes, which is
That's-
completely stupid.
Which and the
Yep.
funny thing is I hear some people say it does and some people say it doesn't. So obviously there's either a two-tiered system or
Mhm.
there's different servers that have different accounts on them that do things differently based
Or
on
it's
when
not
you
just not enabled on their account. They may have to go in somewhere and enable it someplace.
No, they
There's all
have
kinds of
they have
weirdness, too,
two-factor
though.
enabled.
But I've done things with old Apple devices that don't support 2FA, where you can actually put in your Apple ID, and then on the
Yep.
password you add on the 2FA crap to the password,
Yep.
which is a workaround they made to get
I've done that.
past stuff.
Apple does
The
that
thing is,
sometimes.
you can use that goofy workaround to make other things that are not Apple things sign into
Sure.
iCloud.
Yep.
They always leave some hole.
Yeah.
Always. Somebody will always figure out a hole. If you're a user of whatever,
In life, in tech, and
don't
love.
leave junk signed in. Sign out of everything. This is
Yes,
why we make
sign
doctors'
out of
machines
everything.
sign out in 5 minutes now, because they will
That's
walk
what-
off.
Yep. Well, that's what Linus had said in the video too. Is essentially whatever this email program that had run when they opened up the attachment, it actually copied all the session token data as well as saved passwords, saved websites, everything. So essentially, the hackers were able to duplicate his system. So it was as if they were sitting right there. So there was no way
So
for Google to question that it was the
The
problem.
takeaway there is you should never save your passwords inside Google. You should
Yeah.
use like a Bitwarden. I was going to
Yep.
say LastPass, but I've moved away from LastPass due to recent
Yeah.
issues.
Right.
But
They've been hacked.
Bitwarden, and then make sure when you sign up for Bitwarden, you also increase your key generation to 500,000.
Mhm.
That way, it's like
Well, the thing is, some things that keep your passwords and your tokens, they tie it to something with that hardware.
yes.
So
Yep.
even if you copy it, it's not going to run on a different
Well,
machine.
Like Linus said
Yep.
too, why is it allowing a token to be reused on a completely
Eric.
different IP address?
Hi, Eric.
Eric.
Well, yeah, you think that would have been a red flag. If you see that you're in Canada, logging in
sorry.
every single day,
Yeah,
or
I hear.
an hour
Got it.
later, you're in Dubai or somewhere.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like my work VPN. If I sign into it and I'm on, say, Hilton Hotel Wi-Fi, and then I decide, well, this Wi-Fi sucks, I'm going to switch to my personal hotspot on my 5G on my AT&T.
It freaks out.
My VPN will say, well, I've detected a change in your source, and it will dump me.
Yep.
And again, I think this goes back to a fundamental flaw or a fundamental issue when it comes to how Google does certain things.
Yep.
Like maybe they need to be able to, have a separate account for a YouTube channel that's not a Google account
Right.
or
Sure.
not an email account. It's just a YouTube account.
Well, I hated the fact that it uses a Google account for YouTube. So when I created my YouTube channel, I made another whole Google account, Like I know a lot of guys that chat in this on YouTube and stuff. They'll show up as their channel name and whatever.
Yep.
And then they also use that for browsing YouTube and stuff. I don't do that. I have a totally separate account because I don't want my Adam Gmail, the one I've had for 20 years, to have anything to do with my YouTube stuff because I'm honestly less mindful of like when I'm browsing Amazon or
Yep.
whatever.
Well, like you
Then
just
when I-
mentioned, the fact you clicked on something and it created an eBay account.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the thing is because that was because I happened to be using my YouTube credentials to look at YouTube Studio, and somebody in YouTube had sent me an email. Hey, did you see this link? And I went and looked at the eBay link, and without having a chance to fix it, it auto signed me up for an eBay account using that Google account. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is stupid.
Anyway,
Hey, you got a working 150, is it, Ron?
Yeah, yeah.
Ron, is that
Is it-
battery acid on the lid, underside of the lid?
Yes. Well, yes, it is because that's where
Wow.
yeah. So not great.
Yummy.
Lick it,
No.
lick it, and then send the output to RetroTechie.
The yeah.
Is the
so
150
not too
one of the
great, but
IDE
this-
machines, or is
it
that
is. It is. So
Yep. ID.
actually, I have a DOS dude plugged in here.
DOS dude.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
So there's
I
only-
guess that maybe I don't have anything on it.
So Ron, it only has one memory IC on it. What is that, like a small version?
There's 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 megabytes.
No, he's talking about
No.
No,
your
no, the
DOS
DOS
drive.
dude one.
On the DOS
Oh yeah!
card.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
this was
Lower
this was
capacity.
custom ordered. I apologize. I'm sorry. I
Oh, it's
misunderstood.
okay. It's all
Yeah,
good.
this is actually a custom order that I did with Colin. It's 64 megabyte or 64
Hey,
gigabyte
Ron,
rather.
Ron, you should do a live stream where you ball that and you solder it yourself. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that sounds like not a lot of fun.
There's some guy, I don't remember which guy it was on YouTube, who actually does the stuff where, like on PlayStations and Xboxes and whatever, he'll remove the processors and like reball it, like using paste and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just buy another Xbox. That's insane.
Well, don't worry because that's what you had to do back in the day with your Red Ring of Death Xboxes.
360s.
You had to do all that.
I just used to wrap them in a towel and let them get real
Yes.
hot.
Yeah, bacon. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I
Just
do
never bought
remember,
one.
I remember taking them apart and putting them in the oven at 250 for
Yep.
like an hour.
Well, there was the other trick where people with the PlayStations would like put in spacers or something. They would super tighten the heatsink,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
grabbers, and then it would work for like another 3 months. And like, yeah, I got 3 more months out of it.
I used to do that with the
Oh, it's
Garth.
booting.
I used to do that with the
Oh,
Garth
sweet.
the Garth Beagle NVIDIA MacBook Pros.
The Garth
Wow.
Beagle Desister of Death.
Yeah, I used to jam credit cards in underneath against the GPU to keep it against the motherboard.
Yep.
We used to just disable the discrete graphics because
yeah, but I was
like,
playing World
well,
of Warcraft at
that's
the
fail.
time, so I needed it.
The machines I
play
was working
WoW.
on in that era were all in a business environment.
Right.
It's like, well, you don't need discrete graphics. We'll just turn that off.
So was that just like a modified, some sort of firmware you put on it, or how did you disable it?
There was,
GG.
Or was it just like a KEX file that you just loaded?
I think it was just a file that just told it, hey, don't use that, something like that.
Yeah, because you could do that in Active Directory under
Because
with GP Update.
Yeah, the thing was is that it was able to switch between these models were able to switch between the onboard and discrete graphics depending on what you're doing. So in
Okay.
order to save battery, it would go back to the onboard,
Right.
and then when you did something graphics intensive, it would use the NVIDIA stuff.
Yeah.
This is like a KEX that just told it, hey, don't ever allow it to go into the high performance mode.
Yeah, and that's part of the DOS Dude 1 Colin Mister's custom install thing because I actually had a number of friends that had MacBook Pros that the NVIDIA chipset died, and so you're able to just go through and do the custom install because on the second boot it asks you what drivers you want to install. You just never put the NVIDIA driver on there, and it just always
Ah,
stays
smart.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
There's another way you could do it. You can actually boot them to the EFI environment on those machines and make a change. But unfortunately, I think if you completely power down the machine, it wipes that change. So if somebody shuts, like if you just put it into sleep, it's one thing. But and I was like, that's not going to work because you live in Minnesota and you'll be mailing this back to me if something happens.
Yeah, the EFI will wipe, but if you put it in software, it would do it. The only
Mhm.
drawback to that was if they then ran a major system update, it would
Avoid that
kill
too.
off
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, so there was always a drawback to every way.
Mhm.
It was something you'd basically have to explain to the end user, don't do this and don't do that, and then you'll be fine. And of course,
Right.
10% of them would do that,
Do it anyway.
and then you would see the machine again.
Yeah, you don't tell end
Remember
users
what
not
I
to
was
do
saying?
something. They
Remember what I
don't
was
listen.
saying earlier?
Remember that thing
People are
about-
smart. Humans are stupid.
Yeah. These are the same people who click on the .exe and go, "What happened?"
Yes.
Yeah.
But it said Razer.com. If I want my free Razer gaming laptop.
These are the same people that are looking for the any key.
Honestly, as soon as you said
Mhm.
Razer.com, all I was thinking of is a Motorola Razer phone.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing that popped in my head too.
And I think if you actually if you go to Razer.com, it's the Razer scooter. It's the actual
Oh.
Yeah.
website.
Yeah, no doubt.
I remember
these
for
days.
2 years them telling people you cannot bring those on the plane. It was
Yes.
right before or after the
The battery
Galaxy
gate,
Note
yeah.
7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything that explodes, you cannot bring it on the plane. What's funny is I brought that battery on the plane 400 times. So.
I remember around the time that happened, a bunch of film people had gotten in trouble because they couldn't bring their batteries for their Red cameras on the plane. They had lithium-ion batteries for their very expensive video cameras that they used for filming TV on the.
The rule is it has to be in a device. I used to bring a wireless survey kit, and I had several Panasonic spare batteries for the Toughbook that I used at the time.
Yeah.
And they would yell at me every time, "You cannot have these loose batteries." I'm like, "Well, I'm not bringing 4 Toughbooks."
Yeah.
So my way around it is actually I got a license to carry broadcast equipment, which
Okay.
allows you to, which on the airline actually allows you to bring loose batteries, which
Cool.
is hilarious.
Okay.
Loose seals. Yeah.
I've since got rid of all that.
I thought,
I did the
Adam-
whole thing on a regular
I
laptop now.
thought you were going to say I just got around it by becoming an air marshal, and
Well-
I was allowed to bring everything on the plane.
What's funny is the case I brought all that on back then a couple years ago and before was a very tall Pelican case,
So they all thought it was
and
gone.
everybody always thought it was a rifle every single time.
Oh my gosh.
And then when
Yeah.
I would send it by FedEx every once in a while, and it would go missing because somebody was like, "I got a free AR," and then they would figure out, "Oh, it's a Toughbook and a bunch of batteries and a tripod," and it would somehow rejoin the FedEx system a day or two later. Like,
Nice.
come on! Wish it was an AR. That would be more fun.
So you're just testing the motherboards now, Ron?
Yeah, I'm just testing this to see like what's what, and I wanted to make sure that ouch, basically I just want to test that LCD because the PowerBook 150 uses a unique LCD among all of the PowerBooks,
Okay.
and so I just wanted to make sure that it actually worked. And it
Ron, what
actually
was the
worked.
deal with the 150? I don't remember. Was it like to cost reduce it or?
Yes, it was. The whole plan was that they needed a machine that they could stick in retail to go alongside their Performa models and stuff. So what they did is they took, because this is more or less a PowerBook Duo 230, but it has IDE shoehorned in. So it'll
Okay.
use Duo. It'll use Duo memory. Or did I say PowerBook 240 or something? I meant to
You
say
said
Duo
230.
230. Yeah,
You
Duo
said Duo
230.
230.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this basically is kind of like a Duo 230 with IDE on it.
Okay.
But
And it was
the,
more aimed at like consumer.
yes, it was trying to make a sub $1,500 PowerBook that they could stick in retailers outside of traditional Apple authorized resellers. So
Staples, Montgomery Ward.
yes, Staples, Montgomery Ward, CompUSA, places like that.
The reason I'm not familiar with the 150 is because at the time when I worked in the corporate world, and we would order stuff from like CDW or the equivalent, the 150 and the 190 were not ever in our catalog. It was like
Right.
Just like performers were never in our catalog. We had quadras
Right,
and duos
Yep.
and like PowerBook or like 280Cs and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Just different product lines. It's sort of the same thing as keeping like the Performa stuff at, you know, retailers like Kmart and Sears and all that jazz.
That's like why I was asking you about that weird video connector on the 4400 is because I never had experience with any of the Performa LC sort of, I guess, lower end line.
Right.
Because I wasn't working in an environment where any of that stuff ever showed up. So I never got to mess with like Quadra 630s and 5200s, which was all educational stuff.
Right.
And so all those weird connectors, that didn't exist in PowerMax that I used because it was just all PCI.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's and that connector again was something that Apple did starting with the Quadra 630 because they needed a way to for that DOS compatibility card just to pass the video from the DOS card into it's a VESA connection.
It's like basically getting rid of the stupid Y cable, right?
Yes. Yep. Moving it all internal.
Because if you ever look at a 6100 DOS and you see the connectors on the back to make that work, it's like it's an insane stream of spaghetti. There's like 3 Ys and a HDI 45 to DB15 and it's just stupid. The cables in the back take up more room than a computer.
Here's what's so sad. Look at this. This is perfect. This is the only one of these I have ever. Oh, sorry, it's off camera. This is the only one of these I've ever seen that is still intact. Look how thin that plastic is right there.
Still out of the
That's
camera.
why.
Ron.
That's why
It's
they're
off-
all.
it's off
I'm
camera.
sorry, guys. As you
Yeah.
can kind of see, the plastic is so thin and brittle
Yeah.
right here at these points. That's why they're all missing.
What's that mini DIN there? Is that the serial port?
This is
or...
just strictly serial port.
But look how thin that is too. It's insane.
Yeah, I know. It's all very, very thin.
What's
So
the
here's-
breakout hole for? Is that a modem?
Here's the problem. There's your
Oh,
problem.
Modem goes there.
Yeah, modem goes in there.
Okay.
So, but and then HDI 30 for the SCSI on this. But yeah, it's a real shame that the rest of this is destroyed because I would totally.
What's
That
funny
would-
is the
that would-
weakest part on the whole machine is intact, but everything else is broken.
Yeah. So, because I would totally stick it right there on this one. So I think what I'm gonna do.
Can you graft it?
is Yes, I'm gonna chop that off and I'm gonna graft it onto this other one.
So it
You
shall
know.
live on in another Mac.
Yes.
Can you just like rip the palm rest off the rest of that? It's just-
Is it bugging you? There you
Yeah.
There you go.
go. All right.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, is it bugging you, Adam? I
All
didn't.
right, I'm gonna step away. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Adam's a human tripod.
I'm just kidding. I'll be right back.
Actually, and this is good too because these caps and stuff are often. You see how just little and tiny those little
No.
tabs
Yeah.
are.
The question is there a 3D
Nubbins.
print file for those yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I just. Yep.
Did we ever find the proper color? I think we were talking about that before, weren't you?
I think Javier did.
Yeah.
Javier found the proper color.
Is it the Dutch company or is it like Polymaker or whoever it is?
I think you can get it from the Dutch company.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at ordering the beige from the Dutch company.
Yep.
It's not cheap. It's like $100 Canadian.
Yeah. I do like.
You
how
guys
people-
hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
I had to switch headsets.
Unfortunately.
I know, right?
Are you home, Ryan, or are you still at the?
No, I'm here.
gallery?
I'm here in my office, which is currently the silent auction room and photo booth.
Oh,
But
That's
That's
somebody,
why you don't. That's why you don't have your camera on. You're taking photos.
no, someone stole my camera for a live stream event somewhere
rude.
on Monday. So I just came in, my camera was gone.
Mm,
that's
look at that.
nice
Real,
when they do
real
that.
shame.
Uh,
Real shame.
Britel.
Yeah. Yep.
So like that
Again,
begs
these-
the question: in like 50 years, how bad are these going to be?
Like basically, I mean, since I'll be dead, it won't matter. But the, but yeah, they'll be in bad shape. If
Well-
anybody even cares at that point.
Along with the other Mac cases, like the 7200s and stuff. where they
Yeah.
are so brittle they're falling apart now.
I would hope that in the next like 50 years we're gonna have like large
Reprints
scale
of the
3D
cases.
printing and
Yeah.
scanning and
Yep.
stuff, and it'll be like no bother to just redo that stuff.
You'll just
so.
say, Chat GPT, print me a PowerBook 150 case, please.
Shh, it's
It'll be
listening.
printed in like carbon fiber or something.
No,
That's
instead of
better.
like plastics.
That's when you. What was the computer?
How?
Al,
No, not HAL.
I
In
can't let
Star
you do
Trek,
that.
Oh,
in
it's
the
just
episode-
replicators.
No, in Star Trek, the ultimate computer, it was. Oh,
I can't
Yeah,
let you
on
do
that
Dave.
planet. Is it? Are you talking about Nomad?
no, not Nomad.
Or on that planet that all the people have like the red hour that they
No.
worship the computer?
No,
Is it the one where the computer decides the winners of the war and then just kills people?
no,
Is it Spock's brain?
no,
Is it a Gorn?
no.
All right, I
Do
don't
you
know.
Is it
have
even a
any
thing, or is
twos?
Trina making it up?
Is a dude named Data.
No. But
Android.
Ultimate
But-
computer.
It was
but
the
the
M5
ultimate computer. Yes, thank you. The M5.
Multitronic system.
The M5. It was a BMW. The whole planet
Right.
was controlled
It
by a
was the
BMW.
5 Series.
Oh God. What
What
generation?
G? What G? Yes, everybody sees you on my chair.
You're talking
Better
about
get down.
Daystrom in the M5?
Exactly.
Daystrom.
And
Secret.
Adam got it faster. He said the M5 before I said it.
No.
Oh, thanks, Adam. I didn't see that.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
it
Look
was
at that.
the M-
Al.
It was the M5 Multitronic system that if you talk to it, it could go crazy.
Mm.
What was that episode of that was Voyager, wasn't it? Where the like Earth probe killed all the people and they thought they were at war with Earth. It was like a nuclear Earth probe from like the late 90s or early 2000s. And they find the planet and it's all like devastated and everybody has like radiation sickness.
Really?
That happened on Stargate too.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Damn it,
because-
humans.
And here's why it happened on Stargate as well. Because probably somebody from who was a writer on Star Trek Voyager saw the other one, and went, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're lazy as shit. We don't like to
Yep.
write anything new. We'll just rewrite
All
it."
right, hold on. We're gonna figure out who wrote it first because I have a feeling that it was probably Voyager.
I'm gonna say it was Stargate.
I'm going to say original series.
Was it
And I
original?
copied it for Voyager.
Yeah, I think you're right because there was original series. Oh no, that was when they found the probe that was like sentient. And they brought it into the ship.
That was Nomad.
I am Nomad.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and
was
Kirk
Nomad-
gives it a dilemma or
Any
paradox.
Right.
any of you kids want to see monads?
If you
As
want to
far as
watch a
Stargate goes, I liked Atlantis the best.
I did too.
if you want to watch a great video, I don't know if anybody here is subscribed to Steve Shives.
Oh
He
yeah,
does a bunch
Steve.
of-
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Love that guy.
But he did a whole video series on how Kirk talks computers to death.
Yes, yes. I saw that. I love Steve Shives. I think
Right?
I know a lot of people. He has a very liberal kind of mindset. That's not everybody's thing, but
Mhm.
I do think that his Star Trek analysis stuff is like on the money.
Yeah.
And I also like watching his stuff about Superman because
Oh,
for
I
a
don't-
long time I was not a Superman fan,
Yeah.
but the way that he talks about Superman and the way he loves that franchise, it's made me love it too.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I am cleaning these plastic bumpers because they have. I'm not going to say smegma. I'm too high class for that, but it's something. Some biologicals on it.
So what you're saying is there are nothing but smeg heads.
Yes, Smeag heads. All right, and these are
Nobody
actually
else-
in really
Nobody
really
else
great
got
shape.
that. I don't think anybody else
Yeah,
got that
I'm a
reference.
big a friend of mine because the CBS or I'm sorry, not CBS, gosh, the PBS affiliate in St. Louis, Missouri used to show reruns of Red Dwarf, and my friend had like the first 3 seasons like on VHS, so I
Right.
just absolutely consumed all of that. I was like, this show is great.
I have it all on my NAS.
And then he was like, you've got to watch Blake 7, and I was like,
I never heard of Blake 7.
Yeah, Blake
It's,
7 was not all that good.
it's it'll grow on you. It's like basically these people from a penal colony take over the ship. It's sort of like and then they're constantly on the run, and it's basically something like that. And they've got all these like different personalities, and it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, I was away from the machine when you asked the M5 thing, so I wrote it in the chat. But if you watch Picard, there is an big M5 reference, and
Oh, listen,
Easter egg to that.
I am so. Anyway, I won't go on that rant. But
Did you know during Rocky Horror Picture Show they actually put Easter eggs in a lot of the shots as Easter eggs?
Really, I did not know that.
Yep.
The other thing I was going to say to Frank is I used to run a very large Stargate website, so I know
Oh, no kidding.
stuff
Yeah.
about that.
So what episode was it?
Stargate.
What was the question? I missed the Stargate question.
So it's an episode similar to an episode of Voyager where a probe from Earth destroys a planet, and the planet's inhabitants, I guess, think they're at war with like that. The probe was not a
Intentional
thing. Yeah, it was an intentional attack.
oh, that was the season 7 episode of Voyager where they kill off stupidly the one crew member that they only had on for a couple episodes in the first season, and then completely forgot about him because it's Voyager and they got stupid writing.
Friendship 1 is the name of the episode for Voyager.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
And they
There's
kill off
this-
Carrie. That's it. The guy's name is Carrie.
There's a similar one on Atlantis where they go through the Stargate and they feel like it looped them back around because the energy of the gate was killing the people on the planet because they were like an energy source, and dialing the gate
Okay.
killed a big amount of people.
Kind of like the episode of Voyager where they find out their new space traveling engine is actually powered on the souls of
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah,
Well,
and then they
that's
had in Star Trek they had the thing where if you do warp over warp 5, you're breaking subspace and destroying the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
did the same thing in the newer Star Trek series, where the spore drive
Yes.
Right.
operates the ship.
The
And it runs on the
mycelium
Mycelium network.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was
Yeah.
actually destroying the Mycelium.
Fun
Yeah.
fact.
Well, they
Fun fact.
retconned that all out because they made sure to make it so it would never be part of any other show that came after chronologically,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because
Right.
nobody ever, Kirk and Spock were never sitting around like, hey, remember that weird spore drive? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's what caused The Last of Us.
I don't know.
I haven't watched that show.
Maybe.
See,
It's
it
all
was
about
a shame.
fungus.
It was a shame that Stargate Universe didn't go further than it did,
That was also good.
You
I
know,
enjoyed that.
because it was really good starting out, and I did like the cast that they had.
The guy in it was also the guy in 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
but he
Yeah.
was also the main.
Cillian Murphy.
No, that's 28
Oh.
days later.
You
but
guys
there
remind
was-
me later on another stream, and I'll show you photos of me on the sets of Stargate. Like I have
Oh,
all these
that'd be
photos. That
awesome.
I had somebody taking me pushing random buttons, and I would post them online and be like, hey, "What does this button do?" And then I would show an explosion.
But what was?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I was saying now.
And then
Sorry.
people on
Lost my
Twitter
train
would
of
go,
thought.
"Oh my God, do you realize what that button does? It has 100 employees, and it needs to make money." Oh wait,
Right.
I'll just
Oh,
tell you this:
yeah.
if you were in the gate room in the SG1 gate room, and you went up to one of the two machines that faces the gate, and there's the buttons 1 through 7 on the keyboards will actually generate the 1 through 7 chevron
Oh, that's
animations.
awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
So,
they,
like,
they
I've seen
destroyed
some
all of that
great
for
reproductions.
SGU. They tore out SG1's gate room to build SGU's gate room, so all of that got tossed.
That's too bad.
See,
I
like,
love physical effects that actually work. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've seen some interesting reproductions that people did, fans did, of the gate and stuff, like actually lighting up and things and moving.
Well,
I
the
saw
other thing was
I
is
see
that
top one.
the Atlantis and the SGU gates, the reason they don't spin physically is because they had such a pain in the ass time with that. They're like, no, we're not. Just make it light
Skip
up.
that.
We're not.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I loved is when I was there the last time. I was never there during the universe, but I was there near the end of SG1 and when Atlantis was going, and there was a door where you could walk between the SG1 control room and the Atlantis control room. It was just one door. And it's like,
Oh wow.
and you didn't go through the Stargate. You just went through this door. I'm like, this door is better than the Stargate.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Good old Stargate.
Ron, I love how you're referring to those parts as Wii parts. You're just throwing them. You're like Wii.
Yeah, exactly.
But as far as Stargate Universe, it's a shame they didn't actually push the thing further because we never did find out exactly,
They
whole
wrote
purpose of the gate, where
the
they were
next
going.
season. MGM imploded. That's why that went away.
Yeah.
MGM ran out of money and they panicked. They killed everything.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Which means at some point, does Netflix currently have Stargate?
I don't know who has it. They keep.
It keeps bouncing around.
Amazon actually owns MGM's stuff now.
Okay, so
Not gonna
Amazon
allow
will make it happen.
Amazon.
And I have not looked at any of this material, but I've seen posts online saying that they're working on another Stargate movie.
Okay.
MGM
But-
killed all that stuff because they were already over budget on Wizard of Oz: The Next Generation. So you just gotta.
Thing
You
is,
gotta go where the money's at.
they had scripts for SG Universe and for Atlantis season 6, and they basically didn't give enough time to Universe, who was filming earlier, to even do anything, like to even wrap up. And Atlantis, they quickly made that last episode. Oh, well, let's go back to Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice cheap Earth.
Yep, yeah, Stargate's on Amazon Prime.
David Hewlett, who played Dr. McKay on Atlantis, he has a really hilarious like tech podcast thing he does with one of his kids. You guys, if you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
He used to join. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Barnacles, but he used to join Barnacles and another gentleman Saturday mornings to do a tech talk.
Cool.
What's that blue
David
thing?
did.
Well, the guy that was on Universe, the
that an upgrade
doctor
card?
that was
What is
doing
that?
This
the
this
bulk
is a
of the
RAM
research.
card.
Ooh.
It's
Fancy.
a this is probably, judging based on the number of modules on it, this is probably 4 megabytes. But this is a shield. Like, not everybody did this, but a lot of people, like some people did. They had a little shield that you could stick on here, so that way that it would stop the RAM from touching the underside of the keyboard.
Is that a third-party
Now,
RAM module?
Ron, where
This
there's
is,
that space
yeah.
there for extra chips, could you solder in extra?
Yes, you absolutely could.
Yeah,
All you have to do, there's a couple of just like a 1 microfarad, or 0.01 microfarad capacitors. You just got to add to let it know that these that they're populated.
I always thought it was hilarious that they released RAM modules with all of the stuff to make them bigger, but they just assumed that nobody had the ability to do it, so they just made one circuit board.
Right. Well, it's
Sorry.
if you're gonna manufacture something, you might as well make it. I don't want to make like several different designs.
I mean, like making a laptop with a spot for a fan and it's not there.
Yeah. Exactly.
I have all the DVD sets for the Stargate SG-1, the movies, and Atlantis, as well as Universe.
Global.
And the DVD sets for the SG-1, I mean, there's tons of them to go
The
through.
thing that's funny about SG-1 is they're always like, why is there no Blu-ray? And the thing is, they shot the first 4 seasons of that.
Oh, yeah.
On 16 millimeter film.
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped.
Which is the same way the same guys who made that when they made The Outer Limits in Canada, they also cheaped out and used 16 millimeter film because it was a really big production savings, but it was still film. But when you blow that up to
terrible.
HD, it does not look.
However, Adam, we run that through Chat GPT now, and I'm kid you not, like the AI upscaling stuff is mind blowing.
Well, there's one other issue with at least the first 7 seasons is that it was all shot on film, so it is all 16:9, but it was shot for 4:3 safe. At least the first 5 seasons.
So you can see set pieces.
Yeah, when they put it out on DVD, they just put the whole 16:9 image on there to make it widescreen. But you can see like Amanda Tapping standing on the side waiting for her cue. You can see like camera tripods and junk, and it's really dumb. And like, why did you put it out? It wasn't filmed for widescreen. Put it out 4:3.
They did the exact same thing with Buffy.
Yeah, I was going to say Buffy's the same way. Yeah.
That's silly.
Which I think also was filmed on 16 mil.
Yeah, it was filmed. Yeah, it was filmed on 16 to save money.
Yeah, and so was Highlander. And the only reason I know that is I recently acquired the Highlander collection because I wanted to be
Nope.
nostalgic. And
The
go back
only
and watch
reason I
Harlem
know it
Thunder.
is because Adrian is my next door neighbor, and he will not shut up about it. I'm like, hey, how's the weather? Hey, 16 mil.
Yeah, I have some scraps of Stargate 16mm film it's like outtakes that were on a floor in the studio. I'm like, hey, can I have this? And they're like, sure. And I can't play it, but I can hold it up to the light. Like, oh look, there's Jack O'Neill, and like whatever. It's funny.
What was the episode where they went into the future, or they got stuck in a time bubble, and everybody
happened a couple
aged
different times.
Everybody aged like 50 years, or is it Teal?
Teal.
Aged by 50 years, but all he did was he came out and he just stopped dyeing his hair.
Yes.
The actor who plays
Yeah,
it
that
was
was
like,
season finale.
Yeah, I was like, this is amazing, and like they had technology that was failing, so every time
They
someone would
actually
enter the time bubble, they'd have to bring
they made-
computers with them.
They made 3 season finales for that show because they kept thinking they were getting canceled, then they get renewed again.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. I enjoyed that episode.
I mean, I was surprised we got 10 episodes out of that show. It changed networks.
Yeah.
It changed filming locations once. They got kicked out of their studio at what was it, Bridge Studio, and they had to rebuild the whole Stargate Command from scratch in another building.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's not cheap.
Yeah, they showed us the building where they had been, and on the ground, on the cement, it still had like the markings of where the hallways were and stuff.
Oh wow.
It's pretty funny. Oh, and my favorite thing ever from being in there is, in the hallway there's like those red phones.
Yeah.
One of those hallways is actually the exterior of the studio building, and I picked up the phone, and it's actually a studio building phone. It had a dial tone. I was like, ah,
hilarious.
That's funny. This
Fun,
is a
fun,
PowerBook
fun.
170. This is really nice. This is a nice little machine.
you should put
it
a blue
does-
SCSI in there.
It acts like it does not want to power on. So I'm going to.
Did you threaten it with
pull the-
e-waste status?
Yes, I did. And
Did you
I-
try turning it off and then back on again?
Yes, and it,
Very
both
common
times
mistake.
it said,
Did
"You're
you-
not my dad."
Did you run the .com file that's located in the zip file on the desktop?
Listen, I
It's
just
labeled Linus Tech Tips.
Did
all
you
I have
offer it a
done
carton
is
of
open
cigarettes?
zip files. Yeah, it's not Russian. Come on.
Oh, Hershey bars?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Did you
say
give it
it's-
nylons and Hershey bars?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that won't work. Those were right-handed Twix.
Yeehaw!
There was a lot of good Canadian television. Not just
Yeah,
Stargate.
still
There
is-
was
there
tons
still
of
is.
Like
Canadian
Lex,
television.
like Lex.
Well,
On
Lex
the
was
Netflix.
great,
same,
yeah.
the same studio where I went where they were filming Stargate, they also filmed for a while Sliders there. They filmed X-Files there. One of the production guys showed
Yeah,
me.
you
this
can
room
thank
that- the
Tia
prop
Leone
room.
for that.
There was one of the prop rooms still had one of the Sliders like devices that whatever they used to open the wormhole. If you guys ever watched Sliders,
Mhm.
and then there was like some FBI badges that from Mulder and Scully that they had left behind. They were just
Oh,
sitting there.
that's awesome.
I'm like, can
Oh,
I have
wow.
that? And I'm like, no, don't touch that.
Right.
I mean,
Who
heck,
remembers?
I used to watch Degrassi. That was
Oh
Canadian.
wow.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it all.
Degrassi is
It,
great.
it was filmed here in Toronto.
Yeah,
Yeah, it still
My
is.
ex-wife watched that crap.
I loved that show.
Do you guys remember Harsh Realm? One season,
Yeah.
Nope.
Who doesn't?
great show. I have it on DVD.
There's also The Littlest Hobo that was
Little
Canadian.
Hobo, Millennium.
Caillou.
No,
don't
we
know
don't
about
talk
Ken-
about that.
I love Caillou. My son loves
no,
Caillou.
No.
Let me explain something about Caillou.
No.
Okay, there's
No.
two versions of Caillou.
No.
There's two versions. There is the version where it's like somebody is reading a story to like students, and that Caillou is like the devil. He's like just a little like
Asshole.
just awful. Okay. Then there is a version that was on PBS Kids in the US right about the time that my son was really, really little and needed something gentle and uplifting to watch. And it is flash animated. Caillou is a tiny bald Jesus. He is just like it's all about like helping his friends and being. I think that they took the feedback about how the original traditionally animated show that he's just a holy terror, and turned around and turned him into little bald Jesus. Where
I don't
mean,
remember him like that. He's
Okay,
Satan's
yeah, I mean,
little helper.
yes, right. No one does because
Was-
again, this was just
American.
strictly for U.S. audiences, and it was great. My son really liked it, and it was a cute little show. And
I'll tell you
and
what's
then
off,
everybody-
off the rails for a kids show. If you want to watch it, I watch it with my nieces. Is Bluey.
Yeah.
Louis, what the
No,
hell's
I've
Louis?
not heard of that.
The new. It's an Australian. It's about a blue dog, Bluey.
Okay.
It wasn't that the what's
Blue's
the one with
Clues?
Steve? Yes.
Blue's
yes.
No, not
Clues.
Blue's Clues. This is Bluey. Totally different.
Hey, so I used to know this
Alright.
girl who lived in Canada who dated the guy who played Apollo on the new Battlestar Galactica. But
Okay.
then she broke up
Oh, I
with
like
him because then she started dating the guy who played Steve on Blue's Clues.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
Oh wow.
And then before she broke up with him, she
Trade
stole
up.
one of his Blue's Clues T-shirt shirts
Awesome.
from his closet, so she still has that.
See,
Wow.
Apple's Anonymous knows. He said Bluey, Australian. Yes, it is probably like the most entertaining kids show
Interesting.
Is
that's
Bluey
made
like
for
a dog?
kids. He's a dog, or she's a dog. Yeah.
Like K9?
Yeah, like not like
and
K9.
company?
No, yeah, K9 and Company. Yeah, that was
No,
a great
and,
show.
and Sarah Jane. No, it's
Yeah.
different.
Sarah Jane Adventures.
Was
What?
was Vikings Canadian?
I will blow up the wall,
I
Master.
don't
Alicia
think so.
Vikings?
Last of Us is though.
I know that a couple of my favorite shows was Firefly and Farscape. But I don't
Oh,
think I don't know
Firefly,
if
man, that was good.
Farscape is
Farscape was
Australian.
Australian,
filmed in
yeah.
Australian.
Was
yeah.
filmed in
Schitt's
New
Creek-
Zealand.
Schitt's
Yeah, but
Creek
did you
was,
guys know
though.
that two
Yeah.
of the major cast members of Farscape ended up going to Stargate?
Yes.
And then there was an episode where they were making up TV shows, and they made a in the dream sequence of Stargate, they made Farscape.
Mhm.
Hilarious.
Well, there was the crossover too between Warehouse 13 and Eureka.
Oh, I liked Warehouse 13.
Yeah,
There's
that was a good
also
show.
what was this? What was the animated show that had like the talking fries and the cut the show?
Oh,
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen Hunger
Yeah,
Force.
Aqua
Yes.
Teen.
Yeah, they made their own Stargate crossover, but they said we're
Oh,
not
no
getting
kidding.
sued. It's not Stargate, it's a Fargate.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And they went through the Stargate to
Hey,
steal
Bandit.
cable.
$2,000
That's
Steel
Okay.
cable.
Yeah, they had the coax was going through
Oh,
the
come
Fargate,
on.
and they hooked it up to an alien spaceship so they could get free cable.
You don't
Hilarious.
understand.
Now, my favorite show in high school was, and it only had one season. It was Clone High.
Yeah, Clone High. That's great. It's coming
Great.
back. So you know.
It is. It is. I'm hopefully it's coming back and it's going to be as good.
Yeah.
My fear is that they're going to politically correct it for modern audience.
to dumb it down
just a
tad.
Yeah, like Gandhi is going to
Yeah.
have to just turn it down just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Mine in high school was Space 1999.
Ooh, yeah.
Which unfortunately
Hey,
was not at all like the year 1999.
Eric,
No.
they've got that. Most of those are on YouTube as full episodes. You can just watch.
Yeah, I've got the DVD set. It's there's a big difference between season 1 and season 2.
Yeah, I like season 1. I kind of lost it after the first season. I don't know if I'm the opposite of most people, but it was kind of like the Lost in Space thing where it was more sci-fi the first
Yeah.
season, and then it
Well, they
kind of
had-
got like let's talk to talking vegetables the next season. Like no.
Yeah, they had things with psychic powers, and there were mysterious forces and things in the first season they couldn't explain, and
Yeah.
things like that. And then it turned into Rock'em Sock'em, splashy action stuff for the second season because they didn't think it was it wasn't
like
hitting
Buck-
hard enough or something.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century, they were like, oh, let's do a sci-fi show, and it's going to be about how Earth is all screwed up in the 25th century. And then the second year, it's like, nah, never mind. Let's just do Star Trek. And they go
Yeah.
on some spaceship
Yeah.
and go fly around with an annoying android.
Yeah.
Or it could be like Wonder Woman, where it's like, I don't know, this first season was really expensive filming it like in the 1940s. So we'll just make it the 1970s for the next season.
Yeah.
And then they made the same mistake again with Wonder Woman and the second Wonder Woman movie. Nah, let's
Oh,
not
yeah.
do
the
World War 1.
1984. Yeah.
Yeah, that was garbage. Let's just
I,
take over this guy's body and pretend that it's all fine. Like, what?
Yeah.
How about who remembers the Lone Gunman spin-off from the X-Files?
Oh yeah.
I liked those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys were awesome.
And then canceled and then brought back
Right.
just to kill them off.
yeah, so
and,
what was that?
and the fact that they I guess what's the word had premonition about 9/11, like one of the episodes
Yes.
is about
Yes.
airplanes flying
Prescient.
But-
into
Yeah.
So they brought him back for an X-Files movie, right?
and they killed them.
And then
They-
it's like,
They did.
and one of the producers was like, well, "What are you guys mad about? You kept saying you wanted to see more of him, so we brought him back. Like, you brought him back and you murdered them all. Like, what?
But did
They-
they
they-
murder them all?
They don't get it.
Yeah, they're all dead. They all died.
But did they?
Yes, they died.
Yes, they're dead, just like JFK.
No, they're dead
And
like
Elvis.
Tupac, living on
Well-
an island in the Caribbean with Will.
Yeah.
Speaking
Well, let's
speaking
talk
of
about
dead,
predicting stuff. The Simpsons predicted everything. Everything that's
Oh,
ever
yes.
happened.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you
Speaking
about the time I met
oh.
Matt Gowering?
Who?
Matt Gower, the guy who wrote Simpsons. Matt.
The guy who made Bongo
Groening.
and
He-
Mac
Groening,
Futurama.
yeah, Groening, yeah,
Groening.
yeah.
Futurama too.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he was here for a seal protest in Newfoundland. They protest the seal hunt, and yeah, for whatever reason, he was here, and he was at a local coffee shop. And I looked at him, and I was like, I recognize that guy. And he had a MacBook Pro with a big Simpsons apple, like my Homer was eating the apple, and I looked at him.
Obviously, flying incognito.
Yeah, I looked at him, and I was like,
Apple.
I recognize that guy, and I left the coffee shop, and then I came back, and he was gone. And I was walking on the street, and I was like, "Oh God, that's!" And I turned around, and he was gone by the time I got back. But it was interesting.
Well, you know,
Well,
he had the
that's
books
kind of a
with Bongo in it, and it was all. And Apple hired him to make Apple Macintosh posters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Trina's been trying to say something. We all.
Yeah, sorry. I think she's trying to stop the stream, is what she's trying to say.
No,
Well,
keep going.
yeah. So I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah.
I
Look
was
at that.
gonna
Look
say
at that.
that was
that
kind of
toothpaste?
a disappointing story. I was expecting more, Ryan.
Sorry.
Oh, blue gooeyes.
But
Yeah.
speaking
Bongo
of
got
death,
blue boogers.
I did meet the Queen, if that's any better, and the Pope.
Really? Wow.
So-
no,
Like
the
on
Pope
the
no
on
better.
the same day? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Two leaders
That's a
of the
hell
two
of a
largest.
that's
two
that's a
largest
hell of a
religions.
wax museum.
I think you're thinking about the time you dropped acid and then fell asleep.
No, I met the Queen in '97, and I met the Pope in 2005.
Yeah, it turns out we both go to the
Yeah.
same strip club.
Yeah,
I met Richard Dean Anderson, and that's probably better. So
yeah. MacGyver is definitely better.
McGarnagle.
But we were talking about death earlier, and I'm going to kill the stream. So
No, we're gonna keep going.
No. It's
We're
only
gonna
been
keep
3
going.
hours. You got another 5
Yeah,
hours to
it's-
go.
I
we got
just
plenty of
joined
time.
half
not
an
even
hour.
Keep going.
midnight. What are you doing?
She said
Yeah.
that she was doing an 8-hour stream.
It's
That's what
only
she said in her last-
12:30 a.m. here.
Why don't you just
Yeah.
set a timer on your computer to turn your computer off at midnight, and then that'll.
Well,
end
if
the
it turns off, it doesn't actually end the stream.
Yeah.
Don't give it away, Ron.
As Javier has learned, where he's like, "Okay, guys, got to go," and he closes the window, and it's like still streaming the next day.
stream. Oh, that's true. I had a guy on WebEx who didn't push end, and he was still on the conference call like on the weekend.
Does anybody
oh,
use
that's
WebEx?
hilarious.
Yeah, we use it at our job.
Way too many people use WebEx.
That's terrible.
The Bank
I thought
Bank
it
of America
died
uses
already.
WebEx.
It's better than Microsoft Teams. What a piece of
Oh
shit.
no, man! Teams is deadly. I love
Yeah.
Teams.
Teams
I
is
love
everything
Teams.
you hate about Skype.
I mean, but I think pretty much, like 99.9% of companies use like IT companies and stuff use Teams.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
use
we
Teams
use
because
Teams.
we have an EA with Microsoft.
Well, it was
Yeah, I think
Skype and
it's
Skype for Business, and
Yeah.
now
Well,
Teams.
We
Skype
have
was
WebEx
more
because
bad.
it's integrated with Cisco, and we use Cisco for the conference
Yep.
room, so that makes
Yep.
it all easier.
well,
we use
here-
Cisco for everything else, VPN, everything
Yep.
at our job.
here's
So
the problem, Adam. We use Teams for everything, right? We
Yeah.
have a Microsoft enterprise agreement, yada, yada, yada. Guess what kind of video conference equipment they put into the office conference rooms?
Polycom.
Cisco.
Cisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cisco's
Trina, you really want to end it? You should
Cisco's
talk
used for
for another
phones
half
and
hour.
everything
It
else.
sounds like government.
Yeah.
Trina's not getting into stream.
Trina, you should just make somebody a subordinate on your StreamYard account, where they can from their StreamYard interface
Get 'em out?
stop and they can come in as an admin, let people on, kick people off. All
Oh, I
that.
didn't know
Can you
you could do
yeah,
that.
you can delegate it to
Yeah, you
somebody.
can. Yeah, you can
Why don't you
delegate.
delegate it to Ron, and then he can end it for you?
No, delegate it to Adam. He's more trustworthy.
Yeah, sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm not.
I trust you equally, Ron and Adam. I trust you equally.
That doesn't
so-
say
In other words,
anything.
she does not trust you at all.
Don't trust either
So-
of you.
Yeah, I
So
don't trust
Trina-
either of you.
Trina, what you're saying is we should get Retro Techie in here to be the mod.
I didn't
Okay.
stream this to my audience either. I could have done that, and I didn't. I let you
I
have
didn't
all of the
either.
viewers.
I
No,
did.
Neither did I.
All my whole
because I
audience has
forgot.
it because it's just me.
I got a bunch of views the last one I
Oh,
shared.
speaking of audience,
Mhm.
see, it's me and my cats. Hey, Al.
That's how I got my
Oops.
stalker was when I was doing the stream with restreaming Dave stuff. I got the stalker.
Yep,
Oh.
that's
The
true.
last
You
one I
got a stalker?
restreamed was
No,
the
no, 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 no,
was
no,
the after
stalker.
Trina stream that we did that one night.
What's the stalker? I need to know the story. Do tell.
Oh, so last Sunday I restreamed.
Mhm.
Dave was like, "Oh, we were talking about you could let your people on your stream
Right.
stream." So I did, and then somebody named SRS came on, and was like,
He's like,
"Do you
"Hello,
have a
honey,
boyfriend?
baby."
How
got a
old are
man."
you? Are you looking for a boyfriend? What are you looking for in a boyfriend?"
I think the answer there
You
is
want to be my
boobs
virtual hubby?
and
Trina, I'm gonna walk away from my computer, but I want to keep listening.
Okay.
So if
end your
if
stream.
noise happens, you can feel free to mute.
See,
me, but I'm
Ryan's
gonna
right,
Stay
Trina.
unmuted.
Ryan's right. You should ask the guy how big his boobs were.
yeah, big. You know,
And I
Yeah,
also
big
think
boobs.
you should delegate the stream so that we can keep going, because obviously the other 5 of us want to keep going. I think.
Well, you guys get. It's okay. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna close my eyes. It's gonna look like I'm sleeping. I'm not. I'm listening.
you're
She's
actually sleeping.
visualizing
And-
our words.
You know, that's all watch hours for
Yes.
you too, right?
Yeah,
You get watch
exactly.
hours. I'll be
Trina,
right back.
just take an acid tab,
That's
lean
right.
back, and go on an amazing trip.
Just go get
We'll tell
Opie,
you what,
put
we'll
him in
tell
your.
you what you missed.
Go get Opie, put the cat in your lap, and you'll be fine.
I think she's curled up on the bed again.
Just put some Grateful Dead on in the background, not loud enough we can scare the it demonetizes the stream. But
copyright.
Don't you
stuff
know,
here.
it only goes to show, watch each card you play and play them slow.
is that Grateful Dead?
Yes, don't let that deal go down. Don't you let that deal go down.
You gotta
Logan.
know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Thank you, Kenny Rogers.
It goes to show you don't ever know. Watch each card you play and play them slow. Actually, that's probably
Wait,
that's
when
a
did
deal.
when did Joe get here?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's actually Jerry Garcia. I don't think that's really great for that.
Cherry Garcia, that's what I heard.
Oh man.
Oh, now I want ice cream.
We had ice cream for dessert.
you
at the
and
old
I
Sunday
both-
bar.
You and
The
I
ice
both.
cream all
Eric,
melted because Joe's power went out. Sorry.
Yeah, the food looks good. Well, looked good, Ryan. At the
was.
banquet
Yeah,
there.
thanks for the photo. Go ahead and look what I'm eating. Click, smart
Well, I
ass.
apparently missed this photo. Is it on the Twitterverse or
Oh
something?
my god.
No, I sent it on the Discords.
Oh,
So who else here is going to VCF, East or Midwest?
I'll be
I'm
a both.
hoping to get to Midwest.
I'll be a both.
I'm hoping to leave Newfoundland at some point this summer, but that's not going to happen.
I'm gonna
pause.
I'll be at both, but I decided for Midwest, since I'm going to drive there, I'm going to bring a whole bunch of crazy stuff that I don't want, and
Does it-
everybody who's in these groups can have first dibs, and then what's left is going to go on the free pile.
Yay!
Does that include 48 Apple IIs?
It will probably include several Apple IIs that are not in super great condition.
How
Project
many?
Apple IIs.
How many did you buy the other day on eBay? Was it 5?
I bought 5 last week. I've only received 1 of those so far, and I already fixed it because it was trivial. And then the other 4 will be here starting Monday.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
What was the one you
It-
posted the picture with no keyboard?
That's the one I got.
Okay.
It turned out that the grounding grommet that sits between the floppy drive and the board was installed incorrectly, and it was shorting out the system.
Okay.
So I took that off, and it just worked.
Simple.
And here's what's hilarious: there's 16 MT RAM chips, and they all test fine.
Bullshit.
No, I'm not. Garth
news.
didn't believe me either. Garth did
Hashtag
not
fake
know.
news.
What universe is that machine from?
Yeah, exactly. It's not from ours.
They were very early MT chips, so it's
from the
probably when they
South.
still actually checked them.
It's the same.
Listen,
It's the same universe where
Terran
all the MOS
Empire-
chips work.
The Terran Empire really did a great job on those machines.
Yes.
Here's the
They
other
also
thing that's weird: is the Apple II RGB
Could have been the
card
Romulans.
The Apple II RGB card uses MT chips too, and the company Video 7 who made those, they actually tested all those chips before they put them on the boards, and so those all still work too. But what's funny is when that same company, Video 7, made video cards for Compaq, or maybe it was HP, part of their contract was, we will buy all your video cards, but you are not allowed to use MT memory chips. And this is back in like 89.
Interesting. Funny.
I'm gonna be a millionaire now
Why?
Why's that?
because I have Joe's autograph on a thank you card. I'm gonna sell it for
Ooh.
millions.
Nice. Nice.
Joe
Millions.
signed one of my motherboards that he fixed.
And
See?
I also have the same
Millions.
card.
I,
I also have the
Millions.
same card photo. So
Well, they're limited
used-
edition.
no,
I
they're
actually
really
resold
not.
that card. I sold that board over again, and I took ISO and I got rid of the signature.
Oh, speaking of which, look at
Oh.
what I got, Frodo.
It came in the mail. Awesome.
Joe, do you,
So,
or
now I
Ron,
got
do you
to
need some
figure out
help?
how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need some help there, Ron? Sounds like
No,
you're having
actually,
breathing problems.
well, you guys saw the blue on that RAM chip, or I'm
Yep.
sorry,
He
that,
blew it instead.
ROM.
Looked like toothpaste.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole deal is that is corrosion from the battery because a lot of these
Oh.
batteries just blew up.
Right.
So that was all
It was
guts
bluey.
from a battery. So I
Yeah.
now
Correct.
have that. Let's illuminate the situation, shall we?
So now all the corrosion is just under the chip to keep
No,
rotting.
no. I washed it. I cleaned it with a scalpel and then or a skill knife rather, and then cleaned
Dremel?
it with alcohol. So we're gonna see.
Put it in the wash. It'll be grand.
Yes.
Yeah, probably so.
Put it in your dishwasher. I heard that always works good.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
board?
Don't you know?
Hey Trina, I meant to ask you earlier.
Oh,
What
no,
is your
sorry.
work surface? That wooden work surface. Is that one of the IKEA tops?
No, it's from Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Home
from Home
Depot.
Depot.
I totally thought you were going to say Homo Depot.
I
I got-
was getting close to it because that's within the lesbian community. It's known as Homo Depot. So yeah, I'm used
But
to
you-
saying Homo.
I just
Depot.
call it the depot.
I call it Home Despot.
Yeah,
Home
well,
Depot,
you
yeah.
straight people have weird names. We have the best one.
Hey, Ron,
So,
are
yeah.
you still there? I can't see the screen, but I can hear.
Yes.
No, I'm here.
Well,
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
A while back, you had asked me, or I'd asked you for a 2GS image.
Oh, the
that was on a-
2GS stuff. Yes, I've got it all prepared. Sorry, I just need to put it somewhere where you can get to it.
Could you provide that tomorrow? Because I want to test the high-speed SCSI card that Frodo Jedi sent me.
Yeah, you just in 601 is okay.
Holy crap.
Anything that boots, I just want to be able to test something without having to know. I want to know that the image I have is a
I
functional
want to
image.
know that the image is functional. I want
Yes.
you to show me. All right, sounds good.
Thank
so
you.
Ron, the first
Yeah.
images of Clone High just got dropped by HBO Max.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta look.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
I'm,
show
I'm gonna
is.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Here
Me
you go.
neither.
Clone
the chat.
High
On
is what you said?
MTV, kind of in the early 2000s. and it's-
2002, 2003.
2002.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. And
know
it's
how I know
all
I'm
these
old?
clones go to a high school.
Yes.
The, way,
of
the
all these
reason I know I'm
famous
getting
people.
old is because when I watch SNL and they say who's on next week, I only know who it is half the time.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But no, I remember that show.
Yeah, it was like one of my favorite things in high
Hell,
school.
I remember when Daria was on MTV.
Yep.
When MTV was really a thing.
I
I
clicked the link.
remember,
I
had no
remember
I
idea
remember
what
when
it was.
MTV
MTV
played
played
Yeah.
music videos. Didn't have shows. They actually
My
played
ex-wife
music
watched
videos.
Daria, and I still actually have it on Plex because she was like 17 years younger than me, so that was
Ooh,
one of her
listen to
things.
that. It turns on.
I heard something.
y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
know
It
it
went-
turns on.
It went bong.
So, all
Does
right.
this one only have one good bong in it too, or no?
All right. So this is actually okay. So just for fun, just so you see, a 170 board. Oh God, hop out of there, you son of a gun. A 170 board, and this is a okay. All right.
Ow.
So, this is a board that will work in either a 170 or a 140 in the old days, in the original days, in the good old days, the buckets of blood days. They would actually put
93.
both because it was one PCB. If you look, they are extremely similar, these two. But the thing that differentiates being a 170, other than the fact that a 140 is 25 megahertz and a 170 is 33 megahertz, is, oh no, they're both 25. Never mind. But a 170 has an FPU on the bottom of the board, and the 140 does not. It is not populated.
Can you populate it?
You can populate it, and there are a few passive or not. I think there's a resistor you have to move, and then that's really it. Yeah. But there you go. And so this machine, this is a 170 that is back alive because I just cleaned that chip.
Nice.
Yay.
So, and a 170 is a desirable machine just because it's kind of the top end model of the original 100 series of the first series of PowerBook 100s.
That's what Eric had.
And it has a 4-bit gosh, come on, brain, grayscale display.
That's neat.
Which is nice.
Is there anybody out there who, for money, will recap a PowerBook 100?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's all surface mount.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know
but
what's
Joe and Steve both have turned me down. They're like, no, I won't work on this.
You could always ask Will.
Do you have
That's
a
true.
working display?
It's gonna cost a couple dollars.
No, I need the display and the motherboards recapped.
Okay.
So I have no working anything to start with. If I had a display that worked, it would be one thing. But I want to. Maybe I'll ask Will if he'll just redo one of them for me. That way, I'll have one good set of cards.
Yeah, I need to send Will one of my PowerBook 100s and have him rework it for me. But
There's also
the
Thomas.
neat thing, yeah, from Amiga of Rochester.
Yeah, he might do it.
He might. He's a
so
mensch.
Joe? Gandhi is no longer in the series.
Oh, well.
Who?
That's a little depressing.
Yeah. He was the source of a lot of comedy, but I figure, you know what? We've got a real life Aziz Ansari. Do we really need an animated one too?
True enough. But I think that was half the reason they got canceled in the first season. There was some controversy about the character.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Because Gandhi, this man of peace, is portrayed as just like a lecherous, like, sort of not great.
Yeah, sexually ambiguous character.
Yeah.
I think that was a part of the problem.
Well, they had Lincoln show up on Star Trek and say some N-words, so.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, speaking of Linus Tech Tips.
I called that too.
Well, that's a weird. That's
Yeah.
a weird segue to our sponsor.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But no, did you
about the hard R?
The hard R, and I'm like, brother.
Me too.
Where are you going with this? And it's
well, everybody knew but him.
Right, derogatory term for people that are mentally challenged, but that is what he interpreted the hard R to be.
Yeah.
Whereas here in reality, that means something totally different.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah.
I mean, I lived in Philadelphia, and I can't even sing a song with that in it. I was told.
Well, yeah.
You just don't do that.
Yeah, just probably don't do that. It's err on the
Common
side of
sense.
judgment.
Just, I mean, you can sing along. Just when that comes on, pretend that you're listening to it on the radio and it's muted, because that's just the way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Just be respectful. That's all anybody can do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it like the opening scene of Office Space.
Or don't do it.
That was a
like,
good movie.
Dear White People, where they made a very salient point about that, where it's like, hey, it's just not for you, so don't do
Right.
that. And it was
Yeah,
like,
it's
what do
just-
you mean? What do you mean that I can't do that? Well, just what I'm telling you, which is, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And
Don't remind them
Okay.
that you have friends like that or anything. Just leave it alone.
It's like
Right.
you know the scene in the third Die Hard movie where he's in the Harlem with the sign. The sign was
yeah.
actually blank because they
Yeah.
didn't want to make any trouble.
They didn't want like random people on the road to see it and
See
freak
it and
out.
get and freak out. Yeah. So that's why in the TV, when it showed it on TV, it says something completely different because they made two different versions of the.
Yeah, they had to
Sure.
superimpose it anyway. So why
Yeah.
not?
Anyway.
Well, I did all that. I was going to take this apart and I was going to see what was going on down here. And it turns out there's nothing going on down here. There's no receiver for the, for the post.
It's just
Hey
gone.
Zeus. Hey
It's
Zeus,
just
is this a
gone.
friend of yours? Does he look like a friend of mine?
Yeah. Why do you keep calling me Jesus? My name is Zeus. Like
Do
the
I look
god
Puerto
of.
Rican to you?
I see a white man. Oh, I've seen those before.
Yeah,
I've seen one
yeah.
before.
not like this one. He says.
Call the police.
Like
Somebody's about to get
Bellevue.
killed.
Oh,
That's a
man.
good movie.
It is a good
Oh, it was
movie.
great. All of them.
Doesn't
were good
make any
movies.
sense, but it's a great movie.
Well, I always still try to, in my brain, try to figure out the water puzzle. I still don't understand it sometimes.
I spent a bit of time with that, and it is doable, but it's not
Yeah.
something that McLean or the other guy could have ever figured out.
Yeah, it's like 4 liters of water or 4 gallons of water in a 6-gallon jug, or anyway. I'm
I
thinking
just want to know when they go to Canada and the guy buys aspirin, like what store stamps the name of their store on the bottle of the bottle of aspirins?
Oh, you don't know we do that in Canada?
Do you?
No.
No,
Say.
No.
no.
Yeah,
it's
but they
okay.
also have no
Our-
trouble flying a bunch of FBI guys into Canada. Like, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
And also, we don't have cyanide in our Tylenol showing up regularly, so.
What?
No.
Well, we did here in the U.S. So
I know,
that was
yes.
sort of
For a
an
while.
issue.
Yeah,
In
we're the people
70s,
responsible for the hard to open bottles. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all your fault.
Yeah.
I have a bottle
Sorry.
of Advil right here that's hard to open, but it contains screws for Apple IIs.
Which are also hard to open.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a bunch of screws for duo discs.
So, Adam, when you
Yes.
pull up in your van at VCF Midwest, I'll just park right next to you, and we can just transfer that stuff right into my car.
Okay.
Sweet.
You mean when
What
you
a
both
time
show
saver.
when you both show up with your cube vans?
Right.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
cube trucks.
I'm gonna probably rent a vehicle. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I might drive my own car. Here's the deciding factors. Right now, the air conditioning does not work, and if it's simple enough that I just recharge it with some new coolant, I'll
Mm.
probably just drive my own car. I got a Volkswagen hatchback, and if I fold the seat down, I could put a lot of crap in there. If
Oh.
I cannot fix the air
Yeah.
conditioning, I'll rent a car.
Yeah, you're not going to
Adam's
fix that.
got
over
him a Chrysler. It's as big as a whale, and it's about to
the-
set
set
sail.
sail.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. B52.
Well, I think it's a good time for me to set sail because I'm going to set sail to my bed.
All right, I gotta also have to go and
What?
unset up. So
What?
it's 1 o'clock now. I should
What?
probably go start breaking stuff down.
Unset up.
Unset up. Yep.
I'm
The
set-
opposite of setup.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
I
we
always
never wanna do
forget
that
that you're
again.
like a half hour. You're several hours plus a half hour.
Yeah, it's like right now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. 5 after 1.
Wow.
No, it's 11:23.
All right, let's hear this
Yep.
thing chime again.
All right,
Yeah,
one
let's
last
hear it
chime.
chime before.
It just blows up.
I don't think it'll chime with the battery not bridged. It doesn't have to be a good battery, but there does have to be a battery present. See? Yeah.
There it
Cool.
goes.
So
So does it send the
All right.
voltage for the sound across the battery?
I think it's just part of the checks that it does,
Oh, okay.
the balances that it does.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's get it installed in a case.
So is somebody going to create another stream or?
5 hours later.
Hey, Trina, I have an option for you too that the audience would hate. Is that you could always end the stream and leave the StreamYard session open.
Okay. Oh shit! I installed the board wrong.
Oh, so you guys could keep on talking.
Yeah, just without all these Sloopies and David Starbucks in our audience. Just kidding.
Wait,
guys.
wait, wait. Hey, she's gonna block out her sugar daddy.
Yeah, that's.
You guys-
I don't
you guys
mind.
hear
I don't
that?
mind leaving it open just offline. That's totally
that.
fine. You guys do what you
Do
want.
that, and then we can just babble till we're
Guys,
yeah.
it's got
fall over.
Connectix RAM doubler installed.
We
Oh,
all
you
just
got,
hang
you got
out
the
in the
extra
back
free
room.
RAM bonus.
Yeah, like hang out off stream.
Hey, Ron, you should download some RAM. Oh wait, you already have some.
Because
You
I'm
wouldn't
totally,
download
I'm
RAM,
totally
would
cool with
you?
you guys hanging out after I leave.
Well, hold on one second. I will just set up another stream real fast, and you guys can hop over and we can hang out.
Okay.
So
All right,
Give me
send
one.
send me the link on Discord because I'm gonna go and.
I was gonna say I'll just put it in the chat here. It'll take like 2 seconds, y'all.
All right,
Okay, the back room chat here.
the backyard
and
chat, the
everybody
back
else
door
in
chat.
the
Uh-oh.
YouTube chat, you could just go look at Ron's channel. And
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to Ron, you should subscribe to Ron's
Yeah,
channel.
here's a good
He's-
reason to go
he's
subscribe
a
to
nice-
Ron's
he's a
computer
nice guy.
videos. Yeah.
And he does
Yeah.
nice things.
You know, he's
So we'll
okay.
have yet another Trina after
he-
party because Trina bails early.
And he's got a box.
Well,
he's got a box.
sorry,
apparently.
but Trina's
Love
falling
you, Trina.
asleep.
Sorry.
Literally,
Apparently-
Trina's
falling
old.
asleep.
She can't hang anymore.
Very
listen,
little real
Trina's
RAM has
old?
been available.
Listen, I hate to tell you, but Trina's been old since she was a kid because she always slept like.
Yeah.
a
Also,
gazillion
Eric,
hours.
Eric, your father time, so you just don't get tired.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Well,
All
Eric
right,
looks very
so-
small because he's got like a whole lot of wall.
I know.
It's like
Oh,
little
well, I
elf
can fix
Eric.
that. Yeah, that was Gimli. There you go.
All right, so that's in the chat here, and give me 1 second, and then somebody that actually can post into regular YouTube chat can post this next link that I'm about to send.
Okay.
I put a test thing in the middle, but there you go.
Frodo Jedi, I'm sending you the link in Discord so I can have it when I get home.
Okay.
Okay.
No
All right,
problem.
so there you go, and the other stream is live right now.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So on
See
that
you
note,
guys.
On that
thanks.
bombshell.
Bye,
Have a
Trina.
good
Thank
night.
you.
Good
Bye,
night.
Trina. Thanks.
No problem.
And
Have a
I
good
got
one.
your link into the YouTube chat there, Ron.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.